Indie Comics Relay, and we are at it again. We're going to have another little tasting that we're going to try something out. This time courtesy of Mama Shug's freeze-dried candy. There's the QR code. Keith doesn't know what's going on, so we'll see if he's on board.
In the case of whenever we do videos or make this show.
So we got a couple of fun things, and this isn't what we're trying though. We got taffy. They did taffy over there. And we did airheads. Like, look at that. That's cool. I love airheads. Those are my favorite. But this is what we're trying, Keith.
Okay.
Freeze-dried pickles.
I'm not trying that.
All right, let's try it out.
Johnny, this is all you.
This is all me? You're out on this? All right, let's see. I walked by the booth earlier and I go, hold on, you might got me on the hook. And sure enough, we just need his reaction to the smell. Yeah. Do you want to smell this? Freeze-dried pickles. You want to try one?
I'm not going to pick that. Yeah, he's with me. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
Bottoms up. Not bad. I like pickles. I like potato chips. We like a pickle potato chip. You try one? I'm down. I can eat the whole bag right now. I think. We're doing Indie Comics Relay video right now.
Oh, really? How you doing?
Next Level Ryan Santos, one of the best artists out there. Check out his work.
That's right. The Honor Ryan Santos. Check me out.
He did the upcoming Show Lot book. Our boy Brian Lafferty. Check it out. Coming to Kickstarter soon. There's going to be a QR code somewhere in the video, somewhere around here. But what we have, Ryan, is freeze-dried pickle chips. Are you a pickle guy?
I am.
You
I'm
are?
a big pickle guy.
Okay, let's see if you like it. Smell it first.
I like it already.
You like it already? Try one.
Not pickly enough.
Jesse, do you like pickles? Jesse Lumberg, Next Level Artist, freeze-dried pickle. We're doing a reaction video.
It's like a freeze-dried pickle.
Freeze-dried pickle. There you go. On that note, check them out. Mama Shug's freeze-dried candies. They do pickles too. Good stuff. Indie Comics Relay, we're here at the Burlington Public Library, and check out this line. I think they're all for us.
Hey guys, is this the line for blue?
Actually, yeah, it is the line for blue.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic-Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana the comic, Surrounded by Death and the Pond. For who, Johnny?
For all you lovely watchers out there.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, absolutely. And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G. What's up,
everybody?
Fellas?
What's
Third
going
week's
on?
a charm.
Yes, I know, right?
The hat trick.
It's a hat trick, yeah.
Big shout out to our good friend George Medina in the chat, already
Yes, did
watching.
you
What
see
up,
that?
George?
Yeah, absolutely. I put it up during the intro stuff. He said he can already tell this is going to be a great show. I hope so.
Nice. I'm confident. George is my booth mate for New York Comic Con, so you can always find me and George together at New York.
Speaking of that, real quick, Johnny, how did you guys get in? Are you guys in?
For New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in. We're in.
Okay.
This is our, I think, 4th year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard some like horror stories with some creators like about getting like into that show this year or something.
So I'm not going to name names, but sounds like a lot of people who've been with the show for a while, particularly in small press, were squeezed out this year.
Oh, interesting.
And
do you think they did
theories.
less tables for small press?
No, I think there could have been some type of changing of the guard behind the scenes with management and people who run certain sections of the floor. And in turn, what I think is happening is that people who may have been like grandfathered into legacy pricing or had certain perks are now kind of getting equalized. And then in turn, they are deciding whether they should stay or go. You know what I mean? Whereas like individuals like myself, I think, like I said, only 4 years ago. So I'm probably already at that premium rate. I mean, I already had one price hike in those 2 years. George can attest for that. But yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's a little bit of the changing of the guard behind the scenes. I think a little bit of it is pricing equalization and inflation. And I think the other half of it is people deciding not to come back.
Interesting.
Because of that.
Yeah. I mean, that show is not really about comics anymore, the way that San Diego is not really about comics anymore. So it's like,
well, you know, it's funny that you say that because I drove by my local comic book shop growing up as a kid, and they now have a big sign that says manga and a littler sign says and comics.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Crazy.
I mean,
right?
It's taken over, dude. It's a sad thing. Like even I see it at the store.
I don't think it's a sad thing. I think it's just a lopsided thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just because manga is a little bit more popular right now doesn't mean the stores and everything has to go all in on it. Don't forget there's other comic people out there that read other types of stories and books. So you want to keep it inclusive. I mean, I guess that's why Absolute Batman's doing well, right?
Yeah. Following that kind of that model, I think, Yeah. But one thing I wanted to talk about before we bring our guests in, we got a great show tonight too. A couple of great guests. Me and Johnny did a signing at Omar's World of Comics on Saturday, and what a great job that was.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Harry?
Was it a good? No, how was that? I couldn't go,
it was good. We got a couple of videos that Amy's going to be putting together in the next few weeks. We filmed the whole thing there, which was nice. Just got a lot of B-roll. Our books are now there for sale. The store bought like copies for their shelf, which is awesome.
Yep, nice.
Couldn't have been a nicer shop, but could not have been a nicer like. What a weird, not a weird, but like a really awesome like. Like it's a restaurant and a comic store, and in the upstairs is like a gaming area. It has like literally everything, which is crazy,
And they're open late on the weekends.
Say that here again, Harry.
Is there an actual Omar?
Omar's. Yeah, so Omar, like his parents like own the store. But like Omar's like, he's like a special needs kid. But, they were explaining to us, the father was explaining how like, they opened the store because they wanted like to help Omar get some life skills, running a shop and like he loves comic books and things like that. And then they were telling us that the restaurant also is almost like it's a restaurant, but it's also a training ground for like people with special needs so that they can learn life skills on cooking and things like that, and like basically be able to get a job, which I thought was unbelievable.
Cool.
And then they have like in the store, there's like a wall of fame of all the stuff Omar he's met President Biden, he's met Kamala Harris.
Jeez.
It's all these like a real life superhero, this kid. And me and Johnny took a picture with them, which I wish I could put it up. Maybe Amy can send it to me, or you can
Hang on.
have it on your phone there, Johnny.
I have it on my phone. You can possibly
Just make you big or whatever.
yeah, here you go.
Yeah, hang on. Let me that's us with Omar right there at the
Oh, very
signing.
nice.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. He told us a lot of awesome knock jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so me and
Cool.
Johnny had a great time. We sold some books and then we hung out later on, which was awesome. Saw a movie and then went to dinner and stuff like that. So it's a good day overall,
Yeah.
So
It was pretty good overall.
We'll have a video forthcoming, a couple videos, because we did a taste test video as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did do a taste test video on that. I forgot about that. That bag's almost gone, by the way.
I went back to the Shaws today. They were all gone. All out of them.
Were they really?
Yeah, all out of them. It's crazy.
What was it?
Shoot, well, World Cup is almost over,
It's
was
Lay's chips is doing like these flavored chips because of the World Cup, and one of the ones was it's like a steak and chimichurri.
Yeah, it's an Argentinian steakhouse flavored chips. So it's like got a steak and chimichurri kind of flavor. It's amazing.
It's really good.
Very good chip.
I had some last week, and I was like, I got to buy a bag for Johnny.
Yeah,
I brought it to the signing so that he could.
I was going to say, when we release the video, you're going to see the look of wonder in my face when I take that first bite. It's not unlike trying the pickle chips from the intro video.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. All right. Yeah. So if you guys are ready, we'll start getting ready for the first guests here. Yeah. So I met Tom at Free Comic Book Day at That's Entertainment in Worcester.
Okay.
Which
that was a couple
we've
months
been
back
going.
now.
What's that?
A couple months ago.
Yeah. We've been going to that Free Comic Book Day. I think this might be our third or fourth year now. Me and Amy always do really well. We try to do a lot of the That's E events because we love Sartana and we love that whole crew over in That's E Worcester. And this was the first time we saw Tom there, and really nice guy. Loved his wife as well, Robin, and they're both coming to Plastic City Comic-Con, which is great too. But I only got to talk to him for a few minutes at the Free Comic Book Day. But his comics that he was making, I don't know if you guys get a chance to look at his work, but the comics are awesome.
So I actually tried to read the book, but when I went to go open the PDF, it was password protected.
Yeah,
right.
I found that out today the hard way myself, but I did go to check out the website, and I just looked around at some of the artwork and everything looked awesome.
Yeah,
so.
I do like the premise of both stories actually. What's it called? The two stories that what is it
Signal
called?
from Space, and then
Signal from Space and the boy in the bot.
Yeah. So yeah, they look great. Next time, maybe at my show, I'm gonna probably grab a few from them when I'm there, and when I do my little shopping, if I have time.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
Go around.
Yeah,
the artwork on the book looks amazing. Like it doesn't look
absolutely
like stuff. Like this looks like pro tier. Should be released by like one of the major publishers kind of book.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, without further ado, let's bring in our first guest tonight, Tom Marvelli, who also has a very awesome last name.
Yeah.
All right. Hey Tom.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going,
hey,
man?
Tom.
Hey Keith, good seeing you again.
Yeah,
you guys.
It's great to see you, Tom.
Yeah.
Did you hear us talking you up back in the green room?
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
absolutely. You're all invited to my funeral.
I love that. So Tom, whenever we have a new guest on, we always love to know, learn the origin of the guest. We always love to get into that mindset of what put you on this path to making comics. Was there something you read that just blew your mind?
First your name. Right.
Yeah. I get that a lot. And my origin story, if you will, is kind of interesting because, obviously growing up as a kid from the 70s, right, we're always consumed by Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica, and we always had this stuff around us. And I'm one of the fortunate ones that my sort of passion became my career, essentially. So right from, buying comics and action figures and all that stuff, I knew right away as a young kid, like that's the path I wanted to take. And, my dad was like a blue collar guy who was like, you sure you want to get into art? Like, can you make a living doing this?
Yeah.
And so fast forward many years and going to college for art, taking all those shots, and then, becoming an executive at Marvel for all those years, working on all the films from Spider-Man all the way to Cap Civil War, doing all the design work for the Civil War trade dress for Marvel for years. So so my Marvelli was at Marvel for like 20 years. So yeah, and so my role within Marvel was not only to oversee all the licensing creative artwork. So if you bought a T-shirt, from the first Spider-Man movie all the way to Cap Civil War, either I drew it or I hired the people who did.
Oh, no kidding.
Then, yeah. So that, and then that was the first part of the gig that I had there. And then they loved what I was doing. They gave me the publishing side. And so I was overseeing all logo development, trade design, the animation, the logo stuff, because obviously that helps supporting consumer products. So working like Avengers Assemble, the television series, overseeing like what the characters would look like, reading scripts and doing all that review. Superhero Squad, all of that stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah,
And then the third part they gave me, which was live events, what we call live events or live entertainment, which was like the Feld Marvel Universe Live. We did a whole bunch of other shows. So any given day, I could be doing licensing, I could be doing publishing, I could be looking at truss work for a roller coaster, or like reviewing like stunt double or stunts for like a live performance, or voiceover actors or costumes, what have you. So some brand assurance side of things, but also very much on the creative. And again, that story of like, to have one lucky job is you're lucky for that, but then obviously it grew into other ones as well. And so I was very happy that not only was I able to work at Marvel, but also I was obviously grow within the company and become an executive and oversee a lot of stuff. So yeah, the dream job became very reality, a big reality for me, which was fantastic. And then after I left there, I went to NECA, the toy company out in New Jersey. I was there for about a year and a half. And then I started my own design studio, working on stuff. And one of my master partners at Marvel, which became one of my clients when I had my own company, which was Hasbro. So doing a lot of packaging, illustration, and so on for that. And Hasbro called me one day.
Can't catch a break.
Yeah, right. and then Hasbro, I lived in New York, and Hasbro had called me asking me if I would want to come up for a full-time role, overseeing all of what they call their action brands. So that's Transformers, G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, etc. So
damn, dude.
Tom's got all my dream jobs wrapped up into one. Flashback to like me in the 8th grade writing a little book report about wanting to work at Hasbro and Marvel and all that stuff. And Tom has all my dreams.
There you go. And like I said, I always say that, very fortunate.
How did you get into it initially, Tom? Like, how did you first come to work for Marvel? Like, was it like, did you have to fight for that job, or?
No, I just, what do they call success? Like, preparation meets opportunity, right? And luck is the intersection of those two paths, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, it was very much like, honing the craft and just always wanting to do it. And I interned at Marvel while I was at college, and it happened to just work out really well, which is that I was interning at Marvel, but I had a friend of mine who was teaching, like, it was a teacher, elementary school teacher, and they asked me if I would come in and do a guest lecture, right? Like a guest lecture. Okay. So I came in, they took a photo of it. And so I had that photo, that clipping, and he gave me a copy of that clipping. I kept it in my wallet, right? And so just as a reminder, like, no matter what path I'm on, this is what I want to do, right? Like, this is my little reminder, right? And I always carried it with me. And so my very first sort of professional job out of college was working at Macy's, their special projects division, which was like the parade, the flower show, like, working on the key art materials for that stuff. So I got to work with like Maurice Sendak on Where the Wild Things Are. We were making an inflatable, balloon of his. Snoopy, I did the 10-second ad spot. I did storyboarding for the 10-second ad spot with Charles Schultz as Snoopy back when he was alive, and I got notes directly from him through his agents, saying like this is what Snoopy would have in his doghouse, right? So just that's how it kind of started. And there was this one woman who was in the marketing department at Macy's who went over to Marvel, and she knew my passion. Every week, she'd see me go to the comic store, coming back with my stack, and so she knew I wanted to be there. So when she went to Marvel, she heard, hey, there's this opening. And now you got to remember, now this was Marvel when they're just coming out of bankruptcy, right? So there's turnover, all of this stuff.
96, 97 around there,
well,
right?
96, 97. That's when I interned there, but I started there officially was in 2001, just right in the beginning of 2001. So my first project when I first got hired by Marvel was the first Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movie. It was like the licensing. I had to work on all the licensing stuff. So I was hiring artists like John Cassaday, Brian Hitch, working with those guys to build that artwork. I was doing some of the drawing myself to fill in the gaps. And so that was like one of my sort of big things. And that was, I tell the story last, so I won't belabor it here, but like one of the big things was that first time working on Spider-Man stuff and seeing myself in the real world, right? Like I had the flower show, I had all the Macy's stuff and posters and what have you, but this was the first time where I was seeing direct consumer impact by the things that I was creating because of the marketing and the publicity lift from the film. And so it was very exciting to see myself, and it was all over, obviously, because when you build a brand guide for a company, it's the licensing for the entire country, is not only the US, but you're doing it across the globe. So like I'm seeing stuff, in France and other countries that are carrying the artwork that I generated or hired people did.
Wow.
And
that's so cool.
So that was very much, that was very deep end of the ocean, if you will, deep end of the pool, I should say. It was like, again, it was just working on that. And then the very first publishing project was Brian Bendis and Chuck Austin were bringing back Elektra. Greg Horn was doing the covers at the time, and they brought me in just to help do the logo development for that. So I was sitting there at home, like doing like this Japanese dry brush, trying to make it look like a sai and do all that stuff. And that got reinterpreted, obviously, for the Jennifer Garner film, and they actually made it like a literal sai, and they did all that stuff. And so I've been doing all this stuff, and then on the film side, mainly on the license, again on the licensing. So visiting all the film studios, because back in the day when Marvel first started, we sold the rights to a lot of these films to different studios, right? So you had Sony had Ghost Rider and Spider-Man, Fox had Fantastic Four and X-Men. And so all these things were on board. So I was working with all the different movie studios because they were all starting to pop off, and working with them. Obviously, So I got to work with, Ang Lee's, his son was actually an intern down the hall from us at the time when the Hulk movie was coming out.
Wow.
So I worked on that, got to work on the first Hulk movie. I mean, you name it, we worked on all, I missed the first X-Men. I was hired after the first Fox X-Men movie, but the second one thereafter, I was working on all of those as well.
No kidding.
Ghost Rider, on the licensing side, just like getting that stuff and building that.
Yeah, like making sure the toys and all that stuff like had
correct.
and
especially the animation stuff, because that's like a real direct pipeline into consumer products, so when you think about like the animated shows, so because I was a direct pipeline, like we developed all the logo development for those shows, like I mentioned earlier, and then the animators would develop what the control art would look like for all the characters, and then I would just feed notes into that, like, is this the kind of Hulk we want? Is this commercial? Is this the way we want it to look? And then also be that conduit between product and story, essentially, where it's like, how can we bring in these toyetic things that like a Hasbro can then turn into toys later? So like having a Quinjet that breaks apart into 5 parts, like building and creating and developing all of that, and making sure like we had that synergy, and then reviewing the script to say, all right, this is a good moment. Here's a good moment. And just being part of that pipeline process. And,
that must have been like so wild, like to know what the movie was going to be like. Probably 2 years before the movie even came out. And
oh yeah, I mean we had sort of the roadmap of what those movies were going to be 5 years out. So, but even that, and there's still things that haven't even dropped yet that I was privy to back in the time there. Wow. And obviously things change, obviously, because the acquisition with Fox and the deal with Sony, and how that changed over time. So there are certain
when you were there at Marvel, did they ever give you any opportunity to like do a comic story at all, or was it just strictly like branding, like logos and things like that?
Logo stuff like that, all the design, the trade dress design stuff. So like this is kind of what the weird thing about the publishing business at the bigger companies is that when they do the first print, your name's in the book, right? So if you bought the Civil War first trade paperback, my name's in it, right? You can see like the credits are there. But then after you leave the company, whatever, they erase the graphic design people, like the people who made that stuff. So it's kind of a weird thing. So like if you bought the trade now, my name's not in it. But if you bought the first one, it is. So that's kind of a weird thing that a lot of the collections do. So that's why when you talk about logos or designing and developing the look of the stuff, because I was overseeing all of it other than the sequential stuff that was in it, you know? So so coming up with the design of like Civil War, like I'm sending like the blank boards to Steve McNiven so he knows like what his library is to draw, because I was cutting those covers right in half, you know? And it was funny, like years later, you know, I was talking to Joe, you know, Quesada, and he's like, you know that you worked on like the #1 selling Marvel graphic novel of all time. I'm like, I didn't know that, but that's pretty cool. You know? I'll take it. I'm sure that's more Mark and Steven, but sure, I'll take something.
Yeah. That's amazing. Did you ever get to visit like was the bullpen still around at like Marvel? Was that at the time?
We moved several times while I was there, but we were 387 Park South. So that was like the original building. You know, Flo, you remember Flo? She was there, you know. Yeah, I loved Flo. She was just a great person. Like, you know, every time I see her, a hug, kiss, hello, you know, like it was just awesome. You know, and
I've only heard stories. I've only heard stories about her.
Yeah. She was Stan's old assistant back in the day, and then you know she was a copy editor and so on for years. And but we would get visited all the time from different folks when we were at Park, and then again we moved up, you know, to closer up in the 50s and so on. So we moved like several times while I was there. And but we would get visits all the time as we started to turn Marvel from like a subculture to like a pop culture thing. Yeah, like people started to show up more. Like so, you started getting actors showing up, like and other celebrity types. So like Danny DeVito stopped by one time to say hi. We had like Anthony Mackie would stop by. Yeah, like all these different folks. And D. Snyder came by my office. Him and his son came by, Jesse and stuff. And they came by. And it was really one of those weird things. Like I hadn't listened to a Twisted Sister album in years, and I had it on it was my iPod, I think, at the time. And I'm sitting there I was listening to Stay Hungry that day, on the train ride into the city. And then I put my stuff down in there maybe an hour, and then all of a sudden I get a knock, and there's Dee Snider at my front door, at my office. I was like, this is just one of those weird,
dreaming,
right?
It's a real job,
yeah. So and then and we had Gilbert Godfrey. I remember I was coming out of a meeting one time, and Gilbert was sitting there playing with my name plaque. Because again, a lot of people couldn't get the fact that like Marvelli at Marvel, like that, like Hank, they get hung up a little bit.
Yeah, so they thought you ran the company, right?
I would get a few of those. I would get a lot of phone calls from like just people saying, "Hey, I think my dad might have started this company with someone you knew." I'm like, "No, just a coincidence." And I would get a lot of those type of calls. And and even like I went to lunch one time with like Gene Simmons from Kiss. We went to lunch and he was just like, and he even paused for a minute. He was just like, Marvelli at Marvel, like he was processing. I'm like, well, I was gonna joke that like DCLE was already taken,
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Johnny or Harry, did you guys have any questions for Tom?
Well, I know you had an early inspiration. The Incredible Hulk TV show was an early
100%
inspiration.
Yes.
What was your
really?
Yeah. Well, I saw.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk was always the thing that started me for real. Like when I was a little kid, the Bill Bixby. I mean, I had again even talk about like the sort of full circle moments. Like when I was a kid, I had the inflatable muscles. I had the breakaway cage where you blew up the rubber Hulk, and so I had all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I understood at a very young age that sort of ecosystem of stuff. Even listening to Kiss as a kid, right? I mean, all that, right. The lunchbox and just the idea of commercializing this material. And so I was just finding ways to kind of,
Did you have a favorite episode?
Build off of the entertainment. I like the one when he, with the one where he's inside his own head when he's in it's escaping me now because it's been years.
In the cage,
but
right?
Like, yes, the cage in the desert, and he meets himself. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah,
one?
right. It's a rare time when both actors were on set together.
Yes, correct. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah.
And actually, there was one other episode too when there was like a bodybuilding competition, and Lou Ferrigno. Right. That's the only other time. There's like 2 episodes.
Damn, that
Yeah.
show was doing meta. I didn't even know. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
grew
yeah,
up
like
in
I
that
said-
era too. I loved it too.
Yeah, that, and then like,
Yeah.
the Bionic Man or $6 million Man and Bionic Woman and all that stuff. It was just, we were just surrounded
Mhm.
by that stuff, and see
I
like
know,
Star
and
Wars.
Saturday
obviously,
morning- Saturday
Yeah,
morning
it's like it's-
cartoons. It's like that's like the golden
Yeah.
age of like TV and
Yeah, we
movies.
grew up in the best time. Like
100%,
Yeah.
and I think that's what's carried, that's why I think like, your Hasbro's of the world and stuff have really sort of been catering to that, 40, 50-year-old man, because
yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
because I think we're the ones that have really held on to that a little bit longer. Because like, that's the stuff that we would look at, like when do kids now age out of this stuff, and then when do they come
They
back
don't.
around as like a nostalgia play,
yeah.
And,
Right.
well, that's just
It's
it.
like
Like,
a
kids
20-year
kids
cycle
age.
or something.
Yeah, well, kids think, because again, generational technology changes and everything. It's like, so when you look at like toy play, etc., it's like the kids age out of plastic very quickly, right? They go from like Legos to their iPhone immediately. Like it's just a jump on an iPad, and then you lose them, and then maybe they come back to something later. But yeah, and that's why I know you guys were talking about manga earlier. That sort of falls into that sort of same category,
It does. Yeah.
Everything falls into different cycles, but everything's cyclical, and right now manga's having its moment, and then American comics are trying to bridge that gap, right? Because we see that at retail, where manga is just, it's all consuming, right? And sort of American comics, if you will, are becoming a little more truncated. But again, everything goes in cycles.
Yeah.
When I would do guest lectures at school, and kids were in art class, what have you. And they all want to draw manga, and they were honing their style on this like anime manga style. And I'm like, that's great. I said, but what happens when the fad ends,
right.
or the trend changes again? Because it's all going to change again. Because like that kid, when he's an adult, his kid is not going to want to be, because that's his dad's thing, right? Like
Yeah,
Star
right.
Wars is a dad's thing, right? That's what the kids call it, right? So at some point, manga is going to become the dad's thing. So then it's like, well, now what do you do if your entire art style is nothing but that? Like you gotta be flexible,
Yeah, right.
and diversify. So those are the types of things that I,
100%. Like now, when you were
Mhm.
working for all these companies, like,
Yeah.
did you have a like desire to make comics at that whole time? It just
Yeah.
wasn't viable, or is it?
Yeah. Well, so what really started scratching the itch for me was really when I was at Hasbro, and we had a toy line called Transformers: The War for Cybertron, right? And it was a toy line
Okay.
that we were coming out with, and they had the toy. They had like the gimmick of the toy, for lack of better words, right? Like piece of plastic pieces, we're going to do whatever. And I said, yeah, but like, again, I come from story, right? I want to know what the story is, like, because that's what's going to engage a consumer mostly. It's not just the plastic piece, but it's like build a narrative around that. And so I asked them, well, what's the story? Make me care. Why do I care, right? And so they didn't have a story. And I said, you know what? The branding for this, I'm going to pitch this as the cinematic event that doesn't exist. And so I went back, I grabbed product development, marketing, copywriting. I brought them to the Providence office, that they have to talk in Providence at the time. Brought them to the Providence office, closed the door, and did it the Marvel style, which was like, here's like the writer's retreat, if you will. And we broke story. And I said, all right, so if we want to break this down, because we know we're going to do 3 seasons of this toy line, we know we want to end on the anniversary of Beast Wars. And we know we want to start the story at sort of like the last final moments of the War for Cybertron. Well, how do we create a narrative around that, right? So this is where the idea of like writing and storytelling kind of really started to scratch that itch a little bit.
Oh, cool.
And so ultimately we broke the story down, built all the branding around it. We created mercenaries, we created all this stuff. We created the idea of like, we've always seen the Transformers for the war, on Cybertron, and we've always seen them on Earth. We've never seen the in between. How'd they get here? We saw the arc that they were on, but what was that journey? So the second act was more like Transformers in space, like Star Trek, And I was like, there's so many things we could do with that. How many planets could they have visited along the way? How much more story can another publishing company then tap into? So again, just like the Marvel model, right? It's like or Star Wars, right? You have your main stories, but what's all the stories between the stories, right?
Yeah, right.
And so creating a narrative that becomes fuel for that kind of stuff, right? That you could branch out and do other things. So we built that story, put together the brand guide, did all that stuff. I put in Cybertronian language. We built this whole like, if you bought the packaging at the time, I had all the packaging done with blue light. So like as a gimmick, so nobody knew there was a blue light on the package. San Diego Comic-Con, we did posters with the blue light. It's invisible ink. You can't see it. And people found out about it, and they started, because we seeded it out there, and people started chasing it. So now you saw the cyber, because I love those like Da Vinci Code, Robert Langdon kind of scavenger hunt things.
Yeah.
And so what we do so we started with the posters that we created, and from there, like you had the Cybertronian text. Each poster had some phrasing. You got to put the phrase together and translate it, right? And then that became the kickoff. And then the side of the packaging, I also had Optimus Prime like on a knee, like kind of raising up from the battle. And his blaster is pointing at some Cybertronian text. That was another kickoff to some messaging. And then if people realized the entire wave, the whole line of toys had a blue light effect to it. And so again, so that's all like how I would see that stuff. And so anyway, that was sort of the branding pieces and parts. And then finally people realized, oh, we have something here. And we took it to Rooster Teeth, who was a subsidiary. They did anime under Warner Brothers at the time. And so I met with their studio. I showed them the brand guide, and to their credit, they looked at the brand. It was like, we want to make an animated show about this. And so they took the brand guide. They took the story beats that we created, the story pitch, refined it. I brought on their script writers to do a deeper dive into each episode and kind of block it all into that. And they became the showrunners, and they pitched it and they sold it into Netflix. And then because of the Netflix, we got a 3-season deal at Netflix. And then because of Netflix, we were able to then do the packaging again. The packaging team rebrand it. So then that became a Target capsule program at Target. So because we had Netflix. Damn. And because of all this beautiful artwork we were doing, I brought it to our publishing team, who was Michael Kelly at the time and some of the other folks. And Michael, obviously, he became the publisher for a little while at Boom Entertainment and so forth. And so I brought it to his team saying, look at all this artwork. Like, how about we do an art of book, And sure enough, we did an art of book for the War for Cybertron as well. So they asked me to write, they interviewed me for the book and did some stuff. And so all the artwork we did is collected in there, plus all the Netflix sort of all the, the key art stuff that they were producing for it was all in there as well.
Dude, that's awesome.
So and that was just one of those things, just me asking like, hey, how do we make a toy line matter? Like how do we
I like that though. I like that there was care put into that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because honestly, like back in the 80s, it was standard that you had a cartoon with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
there was a formula, right?
There was a formula to making a show, and that's why it lasted. If you think about it.
And it could go either way too, where it's like you have a toy line that you could then inspire entertainment from, or entertainment will then generate a product line, right? Yeah. Like what is it, like K-pop Demon Slayers, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like there's toys now based off of that, but that wasn't what generated it, right? So and then conversely, you have the opposite of that, which is like Transformers. We have a toy line that you want to bring the toys through other media. Other media.
What do you think about what Kirkman's doing with the whole Energon universe thing? Since we're talking about Transformers,
sure. I love all that stuff.
Yeah, I think he did a great job blending it all together.
There was a pitch deck that I did that was very, very similar to a lot of what they were doing. So I'm glad that I'm sure they did it on their own, but like there was some synergy there from the stuff that I was doing while I was there, which was, again, taking a beat from what we did with Captain America, the first Avenger and all that stuff. It's like, how do you build this connective tissue through this universe? And Energon's the way to do it. And you have Dark Energon. It's like, and then I started coming up with ideas like, well, if the Cobra has Cobra Island, are they mining it? Why do they want an island? Right? Yeah. What's under that island? Could it be that they found this material that creates advanced technology, like what Hydra did, right? Yeah. So that kind of stuff. So it's like, does Destro now use that as his armament? But it also happens to be the same thing that Energon. And why do Transformers always want to come to Earth, right? Because we have this mineral. Then we have this mineral called Energon, which they call it Energon, we call it something else, right? Yeah, right. So it's like, how do you create that connective tissue, and then how do you bring in that to the larger world, right? Meaning the other parts of the ecosystem of like Mask and Visionaries and ROM and all that stuff. Yeah. But it was all started from this idea of having like what the Tesseract was to like Avengers. Yeah. Like, how do you see this thing that then becomes that thing that the MacGuffin that everyone wants or needs?
And it's like the perfect like circumstances. You got all these people that love that stuff growing up, and they're committed to building this universe slowly, and I think that's why it works. The same way the MCU worked, you know, like they built that they built towards Avengers Endgame slowly, and it made it all work, you know. So I love that
100%. Yeah,
but even through the misses, they did that too, though, right?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, you have to think about it because like that 2008 Hulk movie didn't kind of underperform, but they just stuck through. They stuck with it, right? And you know, even the Iron Man 2 was a little bit critically underappreciated then when it was released, but they stuck through it, right? So and that's kind of got lost where you know Eternals was a misstep, but they scrubbed them clean. They didn't say, hey, let's try to like take a second crack at this and see if we can figure it out. And I think that's just from a fan's perspective, that's a critical component that's missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, you know, when you talk about the Incredible Hulk, right, the '08 film, like, because that was the same, that came out, I think it was June of the same year. The Iron Man came out that May or something like that. It was our dates. And, you know, Iron Man was lightning in a bottle, you know, and luckily that, because the success of that eclipsed any negative sort of thing to a Hulk, you know. The Hulk wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't. It just wasn't Iron Man, right? And Iron Man was just,
I think it was very muddy because there were like three different Hulks. You know what I mean? Like it seemed like they didn't like Iron Man. Like Robert Downey Jr. was always Iron Man, right? But there was like multi Hulks, and then I think Ruffalo, they finally got it right with him, but I couldn't see Norton with his like skinny little nose as being the Hulk. You know, nose.
I think they were trying. Truly, I think the idea of that film is that they were really trying to harken back to the Bixby TV series,
right?
And
that's true.
And I think the audience, you know, the man on the run kind of scenario, and I don't just the audience. Well, we as you know, core fans love that stuff. Like general audience they didn't appreciate it the same way. But again, it's not to cite the film. The film's a good movie, but again, Iron Man just eclipsed everything that year. You know, I mean. Indiana Jones Crystal Skull, I think, came out that year. I think the G.I. Joe movie came out there. I mean, Iron Man just blew it all away. And so, you know, obviously that was the start of it all for us, for sure. You know, when my time at Marvel, you know. I mean, we had, you know, the Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies and so forth. And then when you talk about Iron Man 2, you got to remember during that time period, that's when the writer's strike had just happened.
That's right.
So, you know, everything was on pause. So, you just build the studio, you have all this capital that again, that's all business stuff, but like you just started a studio and you're not making a movie now, right? So it's like, how do you get those wheels spinning again? So obviously Iron Man 2, because everything was already built, there's a roadmap there. Like Iron Man 2, and I'm sure I'm not talking that term, I'm sure that this was said publicly too. It's like the original idea was Thor and Cap. It wasn't Iron Man 2 wasn't necessarily next, but it had to be next because to get something back in the pipeline, get that thing moving again. So yeah, but to your point though, like that movie became it had to do a heavy lift of creating an intersection of this universe, right? So it became like this traffic jam of stuff, but a good movie, but it just became heavy because of what it was trying to accomplish. The other thing is what you're seeing with like these DC movies now, like they're putting so much in there because they're trying to fast track a built universe, and you know. But nobody's really kind of getting to sit with the main character and understand the main character, sympathize and follow the main character, so that the other characters can be additive. Like they're throwing them right into an ensemble. You know?
Did they ever address how the Hulk's pants stayed on him? Because the angrier he gets, the bigger he gets, and he kept getting bigger and bigger. In the first, or was it the second movie with he had
the spandex,
the Ang Lee one,
when he's like spandex, but they never really explained that. Maybe
it's comic book logic. You just gotta let go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Say, when a guy's turning 15 feet in green, the pants is the least of the concern.
Yeah, right.
Things like that bother me. But
yeah, right.
The only other thing I didn't like though. The only other thing I didn't like about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was if they only painted Defoe's face green, that would have been perfect. They didn't need a helmet on the goblin.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. That was it was an interesting. That was an interesting choice. But again,
But so Tom, I you know, I don't want to run out of time before we start talking. I want to talk about your comic book stuff.
Yeah, I want to pivot to like some of these books here. Like Signal from Space looks really interesting.
Yeah,
the artwork looks awesome. Sorry,
So-
Keith, I didn't mean to step on it. I was
Yeah,
going to say,
that's all right.
I'm very curious to find out a little bit more about Signal from space, especially because I couldn't even read the PDF too; it was password protected.
Right.
So,
Sorry,
so if
I
you
thought
can
I
bring
sent the-
if you can bring me up to speed, Tom, I'd love to
Sure.
get the elevator pitch and find out more about that story.
Sure, of course. So the short of it is, after Hasbro, I started Another Door Comics, right? And the reason why it was Another Door Comics is because, branding wise, philosophically, it's like when one door closes, another door opens. Even if you have to make it yourself, right? You build your own door, right?
Yeah.
Build your own path, and that was always my passion was always in the comic book space. And my original plan was Hasbro during the day. Both my twins were going off to college. My boy and girl were going off to college, empty nest overnight. This was going to be my nighttime thing, right? I wasn't coaching anymore, football, wrestling, all that stuff. I was just going to be doing this as my time. And then when Hasbro went away, I was like, all right, that's the universe telling me this is the direction to go, right? Like double down here. And that's what I did. So we started with The Boy in the Bot, right? And The Boy in the Bot, and again, I was talking about Signal. So about The Boy in the Bot was sort of the start of it all, right? And we built that story, and that's basically about this young boy. It's a self-discovery. It's very Amblin Entertainment, Spielberg. It's very kind of Ben 10 meets Big Hero 6 kind of story. Like, and so the artists that were working with that, so because again, having been in the industry and knowing folks like I had Rafael Loureiro did the artwork for me on that. The first one, he's worked on Marvel's Dazzler and Sinister Six. The cover artist, like I had John Tyler Christopher. He did the cover for me. I worked with him for years. He does all those Star Wars covers for Marvel. Tracy Ching, she did a cover for me. She works with, she did the what was it? The Queen Latifah version of the Denzel Washington movie. It's escaping me now. But she does a lot of Netflix, like Equalizer. She did like the key art for Equalizer. I hired her to do the very first Snake Eyes package for us when we started the classified line. And so I built a stable of talent, did all that. There you go. And so that was book one, and then book two, which is what you're seeing here, The Hunt for Project Blue. We brought in Leo Rodriguez. Leo was an artist from DC Comics. He came over and started filling this in. When Raphael moved up, because Raphael called me and said, "Hey, I got this offer to do this Marvel project." I'm like, "Go, have fun, do your thing, no problem." And so that's Anthony Washington. He's an Eisner Award-winning comic book illustrator. He worked on Ninja Turtles and some other stuff. He did that cover. This is my cover here. And again, this is really just about this boy and this sense of discovery of who this boy is and the mystery of what is Project Blue. And the idea is that this father is working for this company that he thought was for the best of intentions, and finds out that they're because of corporate greed, they're taking it in a totally different direction. And he can't live with that. He doesn't want to have that on his conscience. And
a little Iron Giant kind of vibe to it.
I was just going to say
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's got a little bit of that too. And it's like, again, I wanted something that, things are so cynical these days. I wanted something that brought me back to the days of like Spielberg or 80s Spielberg.
I love that.
Like your E.T., your Goonies, like that sort of child wish fulfillment adventure.
That's my sensibilities too, Tom. Like I don't want to make like books that are cynical, like you said. Fun stuff that I would give myself as a kid. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. And that's, again, what we were talking about earlier, like I made these 12 plus purposely, the boys 12. And, I wanted families to be able to share these books with their kids and have those conversations. And that's what this, and it's John Tyler Christopher's book. And that's John Tyler did that one for me. And Danny Rivera did that one, awesome artist out of Mexico. Fantastic job she did on that one. Because, we had the action adventure stuff taken. I said, I need something with a little heart and warmth, something that feels like a children's book illustration, if you will. And so she did that. Yeah. So this is all Rafael Loureiro's artwork. And you can see the mercenaries. Yeah, there I am. And
handsome devil right there.
and then these are the stable of artists that have been working on this stuff with me. And so in this story, because again, this is what we call the other books that have come since, is the world of The Boy in the Bot, because I wanted to create this bigger world, this connective tissue, very loosely connected in the sense that like there's this corporation, the Winthrop Corporation, that's in this book, that's also featured in the Apparition book. And so, and also in parts of Signal as well. It's like the idea is that, it's less Avengers where you got to read everything and understand, like in that kind of linear way. It's more like Sin City in the sense that there's pre-established environments and background characters that maybe a supporting character becomes a primary character. and there's overlap there. So like this story is about two souls in one body. So what happens when you have an altruistic military guy who dies and his soul gets put into this corporate, that's one of the Winthrops there, who's in the Boy in the Bot, and his soul goes inside this guy. So it's like altruism meets narcissism, right? And so it's like that kind of corporate greed meets altruism. So again, it's these two, they're both souls are in this body, and there's a supernatural threat that's coming after them. And it deals with, like, you know, the main character, Michael, like he's the soldier, and his time in Haiti and voodoo and some of the other occult type stuff, and becomes like that supernatural threat. So this is my sort of supernatural thriller story, because again, I like to dabble in all different genres, and this is all the artwork by Daniel Maya that you're seeing here. So like Daniel did this, we did a 4-hour launch party, and he drew that during the launch party, and we turned that into an exclusive cover. This was his cover here. The other one with Thomas with the wings. That was my illustration of that one. And so Daniel did all the interiors for this book. And then we have Ren Spiller, who colors most of my stuff. And Ren is currently the colorist on the Ben 10 book for Dynamite. And
cool.
so he's been working on these. So he colored that cover. That's my other cover. And then this is all Daniel's stuff here. So you can see, like, this is like the Winthrop stuff. So I wanted this to be like kind of cold and frigid, because he's a cold, frigid type person. And then you can see like the spirit goes inside him, and then we're off to the races. And then the narrative goes from there. So you can kind of see some.
I love it, man. There.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Artwork.
And then the Boy in the Bot, you know, because of, again, it ties into, like I said, the Winthrop Company, and then how a signal comes into place. Is there's a scene where Billy, the boy from Boy in a Bot, his dad didn't make it home that night. The next morning, he wakes up for school. His dad never made it home. He doesn't understand what's happening. And he's sitting there trying to text his dad. His TV's on. And then there's a news break that, like, this meteor crashed into the Indian Ocean, right? And that's it. That's as much connective tissue to this story. And this story is basically about an astronaut 40 years ago went off into space. There was an accident in space, and he was lost in space. And then 40 years later, he comes back. He hasn't aged a day while life has moved on. And the premise is, you know, who is he? Why is he back? What is he? And so it's really about loss and getting. So you can see the artwork here. And then this story originally started as 8-page backup store parts in the Boy in a Bot. So if you got Boy in a Bot book 1, there was 8 pages. 8 in 3 and 2, and then we'll have the last 8 in book 3. And so we started that way. And because of the last 8, I was just running out of time, because I'm also working on another book that I'm working on, drawing that one fully myself. That'll be out in 27. And so while I'm drawing that one, I was like, I need somebody to finish this for me. So I brought in Hernan Gonzalez, who's a really incredible artist. He did the Star Trek, The Last Starship for IDW. And so I brought him on to do the last 8 pages for me. And our styles are very different, but the way I approach this, my style is not this. It's actually a technique I was using. And so his approach to it and my approach are similar, but yet different enough. So I asked Hernan, when he finished his 8, to then double back and redo the first 16, like overlay onto my artwork. And so that when we get to his 8, it feels more creatively continuous, you know?
Okay.
So the illustrations, pages 1 through 16 are a collaboration essentially of him and I, and then the last 8 are all him. And then that is all colored by Ren Spiller as well. And I wanted that to have like a watercolor kind of atmospheric, moody treatment. You know, I showed him like the Dark Empire series from Timothy Zahn and back in, you know, the old Dark Horse stuff. I was like, see how, so not the color palette, not that, you know, that part of it, but I said, you see how like the watercolors bleed, and they, you know, like the faces are like the smears. It's just the black line is just holding a shape, but you know, the watercolor is bleeding everywhere. And I said, that's the look I want for this, but a lot darker and a lot edgier, more atmosphere to the book. So that one is more my sort of horror, you know, thriller, if you will. And so
really
that
nailed
was,
it, though.
or essentially a sci-fi thriller, I should say. And
yeah,
it's
like building this whole universe. Like, it's kind of cool.
It's like it's like Castaway in space almost.
Yeah, exactly. In the sense,
there you go. Yeah,
and it becomes a conversation of like theology in the sense, or faith, whether it be theology or otherwise. Plus, you know, like, because that's why the 2 main voices of this story is like there's the wife, who lost her husband in space, and she believes this is her husband. She has faith that this is who this person is. And then her daughter is a person of science, right? She works for NASA like her dad did before. And so she comes from the very world, the black and white world of science, right? Prove it. Like, this is, the data shows me otherwise, or what have you, or proves, like, but so it becomes that conversation of those sort of mixed things. And it's like, well, are they one and the same? Right. And, you know, so like, I mean, there's those discussions now. Again, I'm not spoiling the story in any way, but it's like, it's similar, but not, is that sense that, like, you know, people talk like, all right, talk about aliens in outer space, right? Are aliens, were they here the entire time? And were they angels and demons at some point, or that's what they were perceived to be? And so, like, theology and all that stuff. So it plays into that, but really, while it's a sci-fi mystery story, really at its heart, it's a love story at the end of the day. And so if you really kind of bring it to its core, you know, and then to me, all the stories that I have that sort of through line about family, you know, the boy with his family and the loss of the father and that the trauma of dealing with that in terms of his own sense of discovery. Signal obviously deals with that, with the loss of the husband and that's
my question. I have a quick question. So is the robot more of like a brother figure or the father figure?
So it's like
brother
a brother figure. Like a brother figure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So when this is the fun thing, because I was trying to create, like, how do I make this character personable and whatever. So the sense of, because the thing that happens with the father, the bot was left behind as like a fail-safe, as like a bodyguard, protector, guardian. Should something happen to him, he has this robot. And the robot, because the robot predates the boy, he built this robot before the boy existed, before the boy was born. So when the dad's in the lab tinkering and doing stuff, he had the bot there. So the two of them would watch like Nick at Night. So the bot could quote and knows like catchphrases and lines from like television shows. He's like a sitcom fan. So his reality is through the heightened lens of sitcoms and like, so, you know, your old sitcoms, family sitcoms, right? And so while I can't use the real quotes, I use like quotes, right? Because I'm in the fantasy world. But you'll understand, you'll get enough of a nod to know what shows it's referring to, you know. And like one of his the shows that he likes the most is, we call it Al in our show, which is obviously a nod, a tip of the hat to Alf. And like, right. Because he sees that, right? It's about a family protecting this alien from bad guys. Right. So the bot identifies with the Al character in the sense that
Gordon Shumway.
Yeah, right. So he's there to like protect the boy. You know, so you see similarities. So the hook there is basically the boy is teaching the bot what it means to truly be human, not the sitcom version. What does it really mean to be human? And the bot is teaching the boy about the family he didn't know, because we learned that the boy's mom died when giving birth to him, so he never knew the mom. The dad, again, not spoiling anything, but winds up dying from the corporation that's after him. So like the boy is essentially like an orphan, right? He's got the bot. That's who
he's like John Connor in T2.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So that's
or Anakin Skywalker.
Right.
Right. So many different.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got that, and so that's their journey, and it's while those two characters are learning about each other and trying to build that friendship, that bond, and to your point, it's like the older brother, while the bot is emotionally, intelligently young, he's still older, and it's like this older sibling. That's why I did that scene with them fishing, because it's like a very older brother, younger brother dynamic. Like there's this sort of emotional connection beat where they're on the dock, and the boy is teaching the bot how to fish like his father taught him. And the boy, like the bot gets a fish, he's excited, but it's like a little fish. And the younger brother gets like this big fish, and he's like, all right, it's getting late, we got to go. Like he's upset that he got bested by his younger brother, essentially. Like again,
it's cool because
like, human. Go ahead.
They're each other's missing pieces of the puzzle.
Exactly.
It's not cool.
Exactly. And the bot is there to help him to discover who he really is and what he's meant to be. And so without spoiling too much of the story. And again, we've released what the cover of the last chapter that looks like. And you see the whole host of bots in that one. So I don't know if you've seen that, but it's in pre-launch right now, actually on Kickstarter. You can see
awesome.
the piece of art for that. Yeah.
Well, when I see you at Plastic City, I'm gonna have to grab all of these. I wanted to.
Right.
I was trying to circle back at Free Comic Book Day because I definitely wanted to check out your books, but as you remember, that day was crazy.
Yes,
there was so many people there.
I know. I barely had a chance to put my head up because of all the
right.
stuff
Yeah,
we were doing.
Nuts, dude.
Yeah,
So
it was great. The show was great. And
it was.
Sartana and team are fantastic. So,
yeah, I love going to that shop every year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I plan on walking around and doing some shopping at the show, but
yeah.
we'll see. There's a lot of variables this year for a Comic-Con. So, but
Sure,
I definitely, Tom, where do people, like, I know you do the Kickstarters, right?
Sure.
Do you have another place people can buy, like, say they want to buy Boy in the Bot #1, like where would they get it?
So what we do is right now, a Signal from Space is in demand. It just ended yesterday, so that's in demand right now. We funded. We always put the bar very low because, for me, it's more about building readers. Again, as a creative person, I want an audience. I want readers. So it's like, so I make the threshold low, so it's in demand. And but what we do for every Kickstarter is the back catalog is always offered in there. So if you go to a Signal from Space, that campaign right now, the add-ons to that, you can get a Boy in the Bot book 1, 2, Apparition. You can get like this collective bundles in digital, hard copy, what have you. So we always have the back catalog available there. Other places people can reach me, I have a Substack, Tom Marvelli, my Substack, Instagram, of course, with Another Door Comics and that. And then anotherdoorcomics.com is our main website. You can kind of see stuff there. But as far as buying the books, it's really right now through Kickstarter or local retailers that have, picked up our book. And, we've been fortunate, like That's Entertainment just picked up Apparition, so they have that fresh in stock.
Oh, cool.
And we have some stores in Pittsburgh that have just bought we just sent a whole case of them to them just this past week. And so that's how our publishing plan really works. It's like we end one Kickstarter, and as soon as that one ends and we ship, we immediately go right into pre-launch the next one. And we start that cycle so that there's always something happening. I mean,
always producing,
in a perfect world, we would do one book a quarter, and but we're looking at just, again, every campaign becomes a test and learn, right? It's like, all right, what worked, what didn't work?
Yeah, right.
How do and I'm sure you guys feel this too. It's like the biggest challenge, and it's sort of the thing that I'm still trying to figure out because again, coming from mainstream comics and now coming into this space, it's like, oh, what works, what doesn't work? It's a very different animal than
it's always changing.
It's always changing. I was going to say it's never the same. You have to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah,
I think all you can do is be consistent with what you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's all that's what I've done myself, and like just produce, try to make a couple books every year, boom, and then just keep going. Set up a convention, expand the readership as much as you can.
And I think that's exactly what we're doing right now. Is like just trying to figure out like, how do we build that audience? And the good thing, I mean, not to talk like analytics, but it's like the good news is like, yes, we had the friends and family for the Boy in the Bot because they were, supporting me more than material. But this time, as each campaign goes, we're finding it's more people that don't know me who just are engaging with the material, which is
that's good.
So that's what you want, right? Exactly. Right. So
and then when they start putting the name together, eventually,
right, exactly. Because like we're starting small, like very grassroots. We're putting all the money into the actual manufacturing of the books more than into marketing or any of that stuff. So it's a very grassroots kind of way of doing it. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what's the magic formula for building an audience? What does that look like? Because again, I don't have Spider-Man on my books, right? It's
right. Well, that's
right?
Exactly.
So it's like,
that's what I always try to say to indie guys that when we're at Comic-Cons, it's like they don't know us. They know Spider-Man, they know Batman, but it's like
exactly.
It's like you're selling yourself when you're at a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when is your next campaign going to be? Because I'd love to have you come back. Like maybe we can spend a little more time just talking about everything. Like I feel like 45 minutes wasn't enough tonight.
Yeah, too short. We could give you your own show, Tom.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I can talk for hours about
Dude, I would love it. Yeah, I would love it. I love guests that come on, and then we can just sit back and be like,
right, but like so right now we say Signal from Space. That's already, the book is already done. Obviously, you guys got the PDF. Like it's literally we're just waiting for the Kickstarter money to come in, and then we can then just get that book to the printer. But as far as right now, pre-launch is the Boy in the Bot book 3, or the final chapter of that.
When are you planning going live with that one?
That one will probably most likely October. We want it to go a little bit sooner because it's in pre-launch now.
But well, you know what? Because I'll reach out.
Sure.
We'll get you on the books because I'd love to have you on right when the campaign's live so we can help out a little bit. You know, like
of course.
we move the needle a tiny bit here. We don't. You know, it's not huge, but a tiny bit. You know, we got a nice following.
I just like talking comics, so it's all good.
All right,
awesome.
That'd be great. Because I unfortunately got to cut it short because I have our other guests waiting in the wings here. Yeah. But yeah, dude.
But anyway, thank you.
I'll reach out to you. I still got your email. I'll reach out this week. I'll look at our calendar. And Johnny, what do you think? We should do just a show with Tom, and we'll just do like a full episode with just Tom.
I mean, I think we're really due for a Marvelli super show.
Yeah, because I want to get into what I want to know what Tom did with G.I. Joe. I got to get into that.
I know.
Thing.
Yeah, there's so many things. Like, I mean. Even just talking about Hasbro, like working there. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot I'd love to talk to you about that I'm hoping you could share with us.
Yeah,
so we'd love to have you back.
All right, so one more time, Tom,
Sure.
Tell everybody where to find you and where to find the books, and then we'll go from there.
Of course. Yeah, so right now, if you go to Kickstarter and you type in A Signal from Space, you'll see our campaign is there. It's in demand now. Through there, you can pick up, like I said, Apparition and The Boy and the Bot. And it's all available there. And hopefully people will pick them up and enjoy them. Because again, for me, it's as you guys know, we create in a bubble, we create in a vacuum, and it's really the joy of it is seeing someone pick it up and read it. And so for me, it's more of wanting to see that, and one of the great things was with The Boy and the Bot, I was getting photos of young kids with
that's awesome.
Reading it. I was like, yes, that's the win that I'm looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And then come meet Tom at Plastic City Comic Con.
I will be there. Yes, I will be there.
Plastic City Comic Con.
I'll have all this stuff behind me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, so like I said, a Signal for Space. That'll be it's at the printer now, so we'll have that in time for the show as well. So
I'll have more
copies of all the prints of that. And for that one, we did hollow foil, we did silver foil, we did gold foil. Gold foil. Yeah, so gold foil, we did that for because again, we're trying to create incentives. And the other thing we started, which is the key holders, which is again, that's our fan club. So again, anyone who bought a book for us, from us, is basically part of that club and gets stickers. There's free stuff that'll be given out now from now till The Boy and the Bot book 3. We have sampler books. We're going to be doing webisodes of book 1, chapter 1 of The Boy and the Bot, turning that into some animation and stuff. So so we have a lot coming up.
Awesome.
So definitely, definitely catch what we're doing. So
absolutely. At the show, if I get a chance, I want to talk to you a little bit about that too, the animation thing. I would love to do a little bit of animation for my stuff too. But all right, Tom. Well, thank you for your time, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me again.
And I'll reach out. Like I said, I'll reach out this week, and we'll get something in the books for October. And we'll have you on, and we'll get into everything. It'll be awesome.
Of course. Sounds great.
All right, man. Well, if I don't,
have a good night.
We'll definitely see you at Plastic as well. So
I will be there for sure.
All right, dude. All right, have a great night.
All right, Tom. Good meeting you, man.
See you. Same. Bye.
See ya, dude.
Wow.
I wasn't kidding. I got to get into the G.I. Joe stuff. I felt
like I left the gym. I just absorbed so much useful knowledge. It's insane. I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so nuts that Ryan Santos is on the side here. He's look at this. What the hell?
Oh my God! What happened?
What happened?
What happened here? He's in the third level of Inception. When they start running up walls and stuff.
He's in back room. He's in back rooms right now.
He's in the back rooms.
What's going on here?
What's up, Ryan?
You might have to turn the device itself that you're on the other way.
No, the other way.
No.
Oh, no, that's upside down. Oh, that's good.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he is.
There you go.
And we're back.
There we
He's
are.
no longer in the back rooms. What's up, Ryan?
How's it going?
I figured I'd bring you in right away when I saw that. I thought that was funny. And then let me bring in your co-creator here, Mr.
Next level
Steven
Ryan
Beccia.
Santos, everybody.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Hey,
Not much.
Steven, welcome back.
Thanks for hanging in there. We were running a little late tonight. We were our first guest worked for Marvel, Hasbro, and all this other stuff. So it was nuts. I wanted to hear about it all. So
Very storied tenure.
Yeah. Oh my God, crazy stuff. But how you gents doing?
Good. I took a little nap. I needed a GDC special coffee there, but I didn't
Did
have
you,
one.
Steven, have you tried that coffee? Have you gone to? Oh, it's great, right?
It was fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Yeah.
So gents, what's going on with you guys? I know where we at with Dirty Living? Like that was you guys were on last time promoting that, and then we talked with I forget the gentleman's name from Fugitive Poem. Was it Chris?
Christian. Yeah.
And how's things going with Fugitive Poems and the book? And
Good. I mean, we finally we're gonna have a physical copy.
Dude, awesome. Yeah, that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah. And we're gonna be at Terrificon.
Okay.
Right next to you.
Yeah, I was it Ryan, was it you that was telling me that you requested to be near me?
Yeah, to get the team together side by side. I think that would be a cool thing. I
don't know if so Mitch is one of those guys that like he'll either listen or he won't, you know what I mean? So we'll have to see.
It worked out last time, so hopefully it'll happen,
Yeah. If not, we'll coordinate somehow. Like I'll either sign a bunch beforehand, or we can you have them send to my way or something, or vice versa. I can send people your way as well,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anyways.
They haven't released the map yet, right?
They released the map for vendors, I think.
Oh, okay. So we
there's
know
a
where
map
we're
on
at.
the website. But I noticed the artists and stuff, there really isn't anything yet. So I don't know if he's still building that or what.
Interesting.
But it's going to be interesting this year because I saw that Fan Expo is stacked with celebrity guests. It's like insane how many they have going there.
Yeah, they're really stacking the deck.
Yeah. So there's a pissing contest going on between both those shows. So be interesting to see what happens, though. I hate that we're a pawn in all of this, though.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be like the pop culture versus like the comic people.
That's what I think it is. And Terrificon, I think we get more comic people because it's more classic comics, because he gets more of the classic guests, whereas Fan Expo gets the top 10 guys, you know what I mean? Like the guys that are hot right now, so, but anyways, like speaking of hot, we got Dirty Living. Like, so when you say physical, is it going to be the first issue or are we talking a trade paperback?
No, we're going issue 1. So you can get an issue 1 for the first time. It's going to be at Terrificon. And
awesome.
There's also going to be 2 Terrificon exclusive covers.
Really?
So yeah.
I know. Are you doing both or?
Yeah, I'm doing them all.
Nice. Is it something you can show us tonight, or is it like is it a secret until the show?
I don't have anything to show you. I have it on my computer, my device.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not on. Are you doing this through your phone?
No, I'm on my iPad. I can show you.
Okay, gotcha. But anyways, yeah. So awesome. So I think you guys told me that was the plan from the beginning, right? That you were gonna do a physical at some point.
Yeah. I mean, we're on to physical copy, so we'll have the. Oh, there we go. You gotta get rid of it. It is.
Is this meant for after hours or is this like?
Oh, there we are. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow, it's beautiful.
I like that. You worked in Captain Terrificon.
Yeah, Captain Terrificon.
That's cool.
And there's Doug at the bottom.
That's I love it.
From Dirty Living. And they're at the Knocker Locker.
Knocker Locker, I love it.
So the exclusive, this one has a little label over the private parts.
Yeah, like
strategic placement.
Strategically placed.
Yeah.
But there's also the second alternate cover is a totally virgin cover with no labels on it. So
nice. Okay. Yeah. Getting into that NS not safe for work variants.
That's right.
Nice.
So
I was going to say this book is
might as well. They sell like crazy.
They do.
They
sure do.
So the Virgin cover with no you know, with no logos is there's going to be 10 of them, and then the regular exclusive cover is going to be 40. So
I don't think she's a virgin, though. By the way,
I
think she's...
I know.
Definitely not a virgin.
I'm happy to see that you guys are going to have the physical out there. Who did you guys end up printing with? Are you doing it, or is Fugitive Poems doing it for you guys?
I did it. I did the exclusive covers, and they were handling the regular covers. I don't know who they went with. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there was like Comics Wellspring, I guess, is all done.
Yes, I heard that news, and I was like, I hope that's not us. I hope it doesn't affect us.
Right.
Well, I know it's affecting a lot of people doing San Diego. I know that because everyone's scrambling right now to get books.
Yeah, I don't know who they went with. I don't know who the publisher went with, so you know, they haven't said anything. So maybe I should
okay, good.
Before.
Do you guys have them already? Were you able to have you looked through them or not yet?
No, we don't have anything yet. I should get the exclusives probably in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then the regular covers we're supposed to already have, supposedly. So I just haven't seen them yet.
Okay. Yeah. So for actually, while we're talking about it for the audience, Steven, do you want to give us like the elevator pitch or tell the audience like what Dirty Living is?
Oh my God, the elevator pitch.
Story for all kids. They should really change that to like speed dating pitch, maybe.
Yeah,
like just change it up a little bit, you know.
Pitch or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never good at the elevator pitch. It you know, I used to say it's like a it's like the Reanimator versus the Departed. That was easy.
Pitch. Yeah,
that's the easy one. Yeah. But it's a whole more than that. I mean, it's really taken on a life of its own, hasn't it, Ryan? I mean,
I think so. The more it goes, there's so much happening, like so many different storylines. I like that about it, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and stuff happens and doesn't get talked about until later. And you know, there's so many fingers and so many pies that it really makes it kind of interesting. And you know, the whole story itself is a nice, fun arc. You know, there's a lot going on, and there's a pretty good evolution of how the characters are and act throughout the whole thing. So it makes it exciting for me to work on because I could really, you know the characters as it evolves. So I'm really excited.
No, I know you like drawing people you know in the book too. Is Keith a part of it since he helped out with the letter?
Did I get drawn into it?
I'm wondering.
No, I don't think so. No, you're not in there yet.
No. Oh.
No.
All right.
I mean,
man.
Maybe there's more crime scenes.
He's very much a part of it, man. He's very much a part of it as far as his lettering.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to show off some pages too. I'm trying to find some.
Yeah, I mean, the art's beautiful.
Yeah, very nice.
Which issue has I think it's the big splash on page 2 or 3 of that woman having the drug flashback or the drug trip on the plane. What issue is that?
That maybe
is that 4?
3, maybe
3. It's like page like 2 or 3, right?
It's right at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to show that because I that's honestly my favorite. I think my favorite image from Ryan from the whole series. I just love how you did that, Ryan. It looks awesome. Let me see if I can find it without too much effort here.
As the book's gone on, I've like surprised myself.
Have you? Like how so? Like how?
Which is good. That's a good thing.
It's just like getting into the rhythm has really evolved over these issues, and I'm really feel like I'm in a good place right now as far as like design and the whole thing.
Like really getting like getting used to like working on like a book, like sequentials constantly, right? Like
yes,
and so finding your like
getting my groove back.
Your groove, your groove, because you're more from the like classical art, like painting and like you have a studio, things like that. So yeah, I'm guessing doing this is like kind of like a culture shock a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was really focusing on cover work. You know, I did a lot of like independent comic book covers and some exclusive covers for different things, like Do Ya Poo. I do a lot of those things. But,
yeah.
So the covers really come easy to me. So I think it was a little bit of a culture shock trying to get panels done in pages, but
breaking it down and learning how to tell that story, right? Like,
yeah. But I think I have a good handle on it because I've always read comics, so it's always been second nature.
Yeah. So these are the few pages I was talking about where this woman is having what's the name of the drug again, Steven? It's like
blood rush.
Blood rush, yeah. And it like, so she's having this drug trip on this plane, and it like the way Ryan slowly morphs it into like, you know, this crazy, like with the eyes and stuff, it just came out so cool. Like I really like this right here. And I think it just gets more crazier if I remember right. Yeah. Look at this. Isn't this insane?
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Love the eyes too.
Right? Like, yeah, it came out so good. This is my favorite sequence you've done in the book so far, Ryan. Like, I love this. And then it kind of comes back to, present here.
Terra Firma. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean,
it kind of reminds me of the moment in V for Vendetta when he drops acid at the old site to try.
Yeah, right.
Back. Remember that?
Yeah,
it feels like almost like an homage to that.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind me just scrolling through this while we're.
Oh, that's fine.
But even like doing like
love that this panel's awesome. It's so dynamic. Look at that.
Yeah, it really is.
Once again, next level Ryan Santos, everybody.
So this, like there's a drug. Yeah, it's so funny. Came out really good. Gotta admit, like it's a fun book to work on.
Look at those cars. Ryan loves drawing cars.
But there's so much life to the chase scene. Like sometimes you see in a comic book when they do the chase scene, it's like it's very stilted, you know. You got all these like crazy action lines, and it looks great, man.
Yeah, and the cars, I have the cars. I make sure the cars are bending.
Yeah, right. Like it gives that illusion that it's moving. Oh, here's the knocker locker.
Little after hour, yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, this is a good. I like the book. I feel like The Departed meets Reanimators where it starts, but that's the fun thing about this book is it like starts off like you're just reading like a hard-boiled detective novel. And then all of a sudden, this supernatural element kind of comes into it.
Little Constantine too. That guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Sin City vibes for sure. You know what I mean?
Yep. And even like these pages where it's like you didn't do like panels per se, but it's like a collage kind of. It really, really came out
some
great.
of the flashbacks. I usually do this sort of kind of mashing, the images on top of each other in the flashbacks.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It really is. And I highly recommend it. I think it's a good book.
But even like the art style and the tone kind of match the title, right? Like there's a little bit of grit in some of the art, and it feels like that like dirty noir kind of story. So to that point, I think you guys really nailed it. You nailed it.
It also takes place in Boston, right? Yeah, like
right in our backyard.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is happening.
I mean, it was definitely inspired by Sin City.
Yeah.
And it was definitely inspired by Whitey Bulger and his shenanigans in Winter Hill. Originally, it was titled Winter Hill when I first started it, and then I threw in Dirty Living because that was a better name for it. But
yeah, I love it. And you have a lot of issues planned, right, Steven?
Yeah. I've got two already, two in the next art written 2.5. So I'm almost done with the third one, and which would be 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. And then wow, that's a lot. Wow, that's a good output, though. I mean, like, I feel like, are you guys going to print out the rest of the series, or is it just the first issue?
No, it's a plan. Print them all out.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
I feel like too, this would probably sell. Well, probably sell a little better as a graphic novel. I think. Like, are you going to do a collection as well?
Yeah,
that's the plan.
Okay.
We'll probably have the collected done later on when we've got a few of the books already out,
Nice.
So,
are you when is the next issue you guys starting to work on it now, or?
Yeah,
I'm working on issue 7 now. It's pretty early, but it's going to be amazing.
Really?
The cover is so much fun. Yeah, I'm just excited for it. So
okay.
Yeah,
I
so
can't wait
join
to see
us
what
for
you
the
come
ride.
up
Yeah.
Well, did Steven, did you get to see my relettered issue 2? Did Ryan share it to you?
I haven't, but I'm excited to see it.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I have it as a PDF. Hang on, let me see.
I was just say, while he's pulling that up, I noticed that you guys have a monthly subscription thing going on there. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Ryan, why did you talk about it? No,
well, I mean, it looks like when you go to the fugitivepoems.com site and you go to Dirty Living, there's 3 months or monthly. So could you talk about that, I guess?
No, yeah, it's definitely 3 months. It's a 3 months subscription. So we every 3 months we come up with a new issue. And we do have one that came out just, what was it, last week? It's we're calling it 6.5. Basically, it's a artist break. I don't know if Ryan really took much of a friggin' break, but
not really. I thought it would be a vacation, but it wasn't.
No,
but it's a
working vacation, right?
It's more or less a story. It's a prose. It's so there's it's like the first, I don't know, it's like 3 chapters. So this is chapter 1 of a story about Roma Hospod, which is the priest in the story, and it's just kind of a backstory of him, and it kind of brings us up to present. So we kind of get an idea of how he learned, how he got to the reanimating, the resurrecting of these people, and it brings us back right through his childhood. And we learn a little bit about his parents and his priesthood and everything else. So
okay,
cool. Yeah.
And it's like more of like a novel kind of thing, is that?
Yes. Yeah.
This is the cover to 6.5. I don't know if you can
wow, make them big, Keith. There you go.
Not really.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, look at that. Awesome. So
that's a self-portrait of me on vacation.
Amazing.
It looks good in color. It looks
good in black and white.
Yeah, it does. Right.
Yeah, it was good in black.
That actually was my original idea too. Is when this whole thing started, I thought, oh, it'd be cool to do it black and white, like Sin City, like The Walking Dead,
with like one color too, or something.
Well, yeah, just the whole series at the beginning. I thought, oh, well, just that would be cool for a noir type of issue or graphic novel, and then but we went with color, which makes.
You could always do that down the road too, if you think about it. You could always do the noir edition, and just grayscale all the pages, and you know what I mean. You could try it. Well, you could try it with one of those variants one time, like you can be like, here's the noir edition with a new variant cover,
Right.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, like maybe, have you guys gotten any feedback from like any readers about that? Like, has anyone said anything about that they prefer noir or like a black and white? No. I know like with indie fans, like it's, sometimes people see black and white. It's like the same reaction they have to black and white movies or TV. where they just like, but like, I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't. It doesn't bother me. I like black and white. I like color.
I like black and white too.
The thing is, I don't think we've had enough eyes on it. I think this is the big chance to get on board is with the physical copies. So
yeah, digital's tough. I gotta admit, like digital is a tough market. Like,
and there's very little face to face. Like I don't know, who any of these people are, really. So I don't really get much feedback.
Yeah.
Whereas selling them at shows,
you probably
can flip through them. It's going to be great. So Terrificon is going to be like the proof of concept.
Nice. Okay.
So.
Well, also you're at Plastic too. A couple weeks later.
Plastic City, it'll be there.
Nice. So you'll have copies there, right?
Oh yeah, I'll have copies from here to eternity. So.
Yeah, nice. Amy says she likes black and white, but she needs contrast. So I'm thinking grayscale is what she's talking about, correct? Right? I would guess, or she can clarify.
That's kind of like The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it depends on the type of story, because some stories are better when they're straight, just stark black and white, versus say having that grayscale contrast. It really just depends upon the scenario and the story, the tone and the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch that Spider-Man Noir show?
Yeah, and I chose to watch it in black and white.
Yeah, I was going to ask you which way did you watch it? Black and white.
I watched
it. Yeah, I couldn't. I lost interest about 4 episodes in.
Really? Not that good?
Actually.
Not that it wasn't bad. It just not. I don't know. I felt like it should have been tightened up to about 6 episodes because I was kind of bored with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. What'd you feel, Steven? Did you watch the whole thing?
There were some great parts later on because.
Are there? Maybe I should go back.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where I'm like, I almost like wasn't. I was watching my phone more than the show, and
I think I lost steam. I think I lost steam around the same time.
Nicolas Cage got a chance to break out and do some crazy stuff later on, so it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what it is it took a little longer to get into what people wanted to see, which is a little bit more action. So it was a lot more of a detective story early on, at least in the first 4.
Yeah, maybe we didn't go I figured by 4 I was like, is this like what else are they gonna do here? And I just kind of didn't care where it was going. So
for a younger sorry, Keith, I didn't mean to step on you. I was just gonna say, even for a younger generation, it may have appeared to be long in the tooth, right? Where they right over their heads, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Johnny, you'll have to check it out and let me know what you think. They did the noir stuff excellent. And I can't imagine watching that in color.
I think I couldn't believe Cage as Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was too. A little bit of that.
That's what Amy was saying. He was kind of you could clearly tell it's 2 different people. It's like he's not doing any of that stuff.
Right.
Did you guys watch it in color or black and white, Keith?
I did black and white.
Oh, I'm wondering if I have a different experience in color. If I watch it in color, everybody's watching in black and white, right?
Yeah,
that's a good point.
The color, when it's color, it's really garish. It's like really turned up.
Is it so, Ryan? Is it like that they filmed it at black and white and then they added color later?
No, they filmed it both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So the sets and everything are all bright colors, like really, really bright, garish colors. So they do that so that when they film it in black and white, you do get that contrast.
I got you.
Yeah.
So this.
Yeah. So the whites are more white and the blacks are more black. I got you.
Right. Yeah. Like that's like back in the day when you watch episodes of Dark Shadows and the characters look all fucking weird. It's because they didn't have that balance then. Or even the last shot of the show, when you look at that, everything's in black and white, but then you see like the inverted candle flame, things like that.
Yeah, so while we're on the subject of noirs and we're talking about this book that's very much a noir, do either of you guys have favorites that you like movies or comics?
Sin City, probably.
Sin City is a great one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of That's one of my all-time favorites. I love Sin City. I love that whole thing. Anything by Frank Miller is fantastic. I like it. I don't know if you want to call it black and white or should we call it white and black. I mean, I just love the way he did it. It's just really, it's more black with white and his use. I think he uses some color here and there,
red.
like
red. I think so, right? Red for blood, right?
Yeah,
and when
it's always like one color or yeah.
And that's in my eyes, that's the way it should be done. That's kind of cool if you're gonna do it that way. When you look at the Walking Dead, that was cool too, but like you said, that's more of like a grayscale or it's.
I kind of wish the show did black and white. I think I would have stuck with it longer. I think.
Yeah.
But I AMC they caved into whatever the fans wanted on that show.
Walking Dead's like more sepia. What was it? The yellowish color hue, whatever.
Yeah. No, but I do like a good black and white, especially if like Ryan said earlier, like if they get the contrast correct, because I love looking at a good black and white film. Even like some of the stuff that they made black and white later, like Fury Road and like
Logan.
Yeah, Logan or the Mist, like when they went back and did the Mist in black and white. That stuff is amazing. Like,
so one thing that I typically do is I try to watch The Crow around Halloween, right? Okay. And whenever I watch it, I like to actually turn my contrast down on my TV so it comes through in black and white like the original graphic novel. And so when you watch the movie in this manner, it almost feels like a little bit closer to the comic book it's titled after.
I did that once too, Johnny, and all I got was like eyeballs and teeth. I'm like, what? I went too far.
Did you do?
I'm kidding.
Fire it up. That's awesome. But yeah, how about you, Ryan? Did you have any favorite, or were you a noir fan before this book, or?
Oh yeah. I've always watched old movies. I love black and white movies.
What's your favorite black and white movie?
Oh, jeez, I don't know.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. I love It's a Wonderful Life.
That's probably
Arsenic and Old Lace. That's like
okay.
That's like a perfect movie.
Psycho's amazing.
Oh my God, Psycho's great.
It's a Wonderful Life, though. It was a movie ahead of its time because it deals in alternate realities, and it's like it's like
alternate universes.
Yeah, exactly. It was awesome. It was like ahead of its time.
Oh yeah.
I think there was a movie called Murder on the Train. I think it was
Orient Express, not the Orient Express.
Is that one?
No, I don't know, but
is it a Hitchcock movie or?
No, it's even earlier. I don't know if it's a Hitchcock movie, but it's like everyone talks like, yeah,
like I forget what that style of
lobster speak.
Bugs Bunny.
Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
Is that the formal title? Mid-Atlantic?
Mid-Atlantic, yeah. It's like no accent. Like it's just like flat,
Right?
Hello, I'm from whatever. So.
And the other thing I really like about your book, though, is the way you mix genres too. So, like, do you guys also have like horror stuff that you like, or that isn't?
Yeah, I mean,
I love Evil Dead. That's like one of my faves. So,
I didn't love the new one, but yeah.
Did you see the new one?
I haven't seen the new one. I saw the previous one. The one, what was it called? They were in the house.
Rise.
They were in like an apartment building. Rise. Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was fun. It wasn't as slapsticky as some of the older ones, but it was still fun and funny, and weird and creepy. So that's kind of like where
You'll probably like the new one then.
Yeah. I think I would. From what I've heard, it sounds right up my alley. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I didn't like the last one. Absolutely loved 2013 of all the ones subsequent to the original movies.
Oh, yeah.
I think that one's definitively the best remake, like, of a old film, aside from maybe like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
So when it comes to horror, I'm open to everything, So I love the blood, I love the gore, I love the suspense. So in the book, I put as much fun and with the horror. There's a lot of goofiness and silliness, and people fall.
Yeah, this one seems to have like a little bit of the like Cthulhu or that like cosmic horror a little bit, like a little bit there.
There's always been hints of that, when we get to like religion and like magic and all that kind of stuff. That's just baked into that. So the tentacle thing kind of grew out of that, and it's kind of become like a through line through a lot of the illustrations and covers. There's like always tentacle kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
That was basically just something I just came out with and just,
I like it though. I mean, I like to think you're unleashed, and you can tell, I love it. Look out.
Yeah.
Is there a leash though? Do you have a leash?
And unleashed.
Yeah, right.
But do you have a leash though, or do you have free will to do what you want with this?
I think he does, right? Mostly, like, I mean, you got to follow the script, but like, obviously,
right?
You can
besides that,
you can design the creatures however you want. I'm assuming, and things like that.
When it comes to creatures, there's Steven gives a guideline a lot of the times, but he never kind of overdoes it. He gives me enough space where I can kind of create, something, fun or different. So, and the creatures are coming fast and furious. So hold on.
Nice. I like hearing that.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Steven, what kind of horror movies are you inspired by? Like especially with this story, like.
I mean, I'm first of all a huge Stephen King fan. So
okay.
I've done more reading. I mean, I've obviously watched a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do love the old stuff like Psycho and but I think that that there's a lot of really crafty stuff like Saw. I mean, the first Saw was fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. That one was you can see why it spawned so many sequels. That first one was so strong.
Yeah. I mean, I like anything with that has a twist. I mean, you always got to have that twist, right?
But a good one. Like you did not see that one coming. I call bullshit on anyone that's said they saw that twist coming, because that one was a good one.
Yeah. I mean, when you get into stuff like Friday the 13th and that stuff, that's just like there's no guessing about anything, right? It's just
it's more just
straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. And if there is like a little, sometimes they have a little thing where it's like, who's the killer, and it like with My Bloody Valentine, which I love that one, but you don't know who the killer is the entire time. And I like when they do stuff like that, but it's not a twist like Saw is, Saw is like
I think a good horror movie is something that keeps you on the edge of your seat, where you don't really know what the hell's going on, and it might not even have that much blood or whatever, but it's more about
psychological, right?
Yeah. I like that too. Yeah, I'm with you on there. I love when they don't explain things. Like I
like, what was that movie?
That.
The Strangers. Have you seen that movie, The Strangers?
Yeah.
That one like was like based on reality, I think, and then it was creepy, like
sort of like I mean, it's based on one little thing that happened to the guy that created it,
right?
Yeah.
But even with that movie, that does demonstrate something that I'm talking about. I love that you don't know who the fuck those guys are, why they showed up on the person's step, and it's never explained. And I love that, because to me, that's more horrifying. Me thinking about why they're doing that than it is like, you know what I mean? They couldn't give me
it's almost based,
because
it may not be based on an entirely true story, but it's something that could happen, kind of, maybe.
100%. Yeah, exactly. Right. Even like I saw that new Backrooms horror movie, and like I liked it, but as soon as they started kind of telling you what was happening, I kind of hated that part of it. Like And I was like, I would rather it just be this weird thing. You know what I mean? And it's not explained.
I've been watching the back rooms online since it started. Yeah, I love it. It's so cool.
Did you watch the movie?
I haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah.
Okay.
But
be curious to see what you think about it once you see it, and we'll have to talk after, and see what you thought.
Yeah.
I can see why it's freaky. There's something freaky about that stuff. Like, it's a bright lit room, but it's like an office, but things are just kind of misshapen or out of place, and
the Substance.
Kind of, but it reminds me when I used to do overnight security work for an office building, and I used to have to walk around.
Oh, yikes!
And into these offices with very little lighting, and it just and remember that being creepy.
Well,
so back rooms kind of tapped into that with me. When I was watching it, I was like, okay, I understand why this is creepy, because
it's kind of what made Five Nights at Freddy's popular. That first person exploratory perspective that kind of does that. And it's the same thing here. It's like, getting lost in an interdimensional space where everything's the same is sketchy as fuck. You know what I mean?
Familiar and then weird. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just wild. I recommend watching it. I didn't love it, but I recommend the experience of it. I think
Oh yeah, I recommend watching the shorts. They're incredible. They're that Kane Pixels is his name. They're beautiful and they're scary and they're
he's
simple.
The director of the movie, right?
Yeah. He's 18 years old or something.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? To make a movie like that.
But they're beautiful. I love them. And it is that one person, from your point of view, it's very quiet. Nothing's going on.
Yeah.
But it's just so intense. I really love them. They're great.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be the future of horror movies.
Speaking of horror, can I ask you, you were at one point, I think I saw that you were painting the classic movie monsters, Hollywood movie monsters.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any of those?
About once a year, I do a movie monster.
Do you have some of those, or
he drew Amy a nice creature from the Black Lagoon, which is pretty awesome.
I think I may have seen that actually.
Yeah,
I think I saw it.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I think one of her best pieces next to the David Lapham one.
Yeah.
Speaking of noir, you guys have you ever read David Lapham's Stray Bullets?
I have. Yeah. Stray Bullets. Yeah, I've read it.
So good.
Yeah.
I recommend that to anyone. It's not is it as good as Sin City? I'd say it's right up there, but I love that book.
What do you consider 300? Is that noirish, or is that what would you call that style of movie?
I don't know if I would consider it noir. Would you guys? I don't think so. I think it'd be more historical.
I don't think it can be noir because of the period.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't sit in the proper period.
It's closer to fantasy, I'd say, than noir, because some of it's urban, legend, right? Some of it wasn't really.
Depends how you
historical folklore or something.
Right, right. Because I think
depends how you define noir. So I mean, it has a lot of meanings. I will say one of my favorite noirs recently, or in the recent years, has been LA Confidential. I freaking love that movie. I think it's unbelievable. And I talk about a great twist in that one too. Holy crap.
That came out at a perfect time too, where noir wasn't prevalent. So it stood out. It stood out more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it also, that was the year I stopped watching the Oscars, because I was like, no fucking way is Titanic a better movie than LA Confidential. F you, Academy. I'm done watching you. I was so pissed about that, because I loved LA Confidential so much.
It's too funny.
But so gentlemen, what else? Anything else coming up from either of you? Besides Dirty Living, are you guys doing anything else, or? And we could talk about movies all night if you guys want, but you guys are on the show. We should watch you and talk about your projects, and
Well, Dirty Living. That's all I do. Dirty Living.
That's all you got coming up. You doing any conventions besides Terrificon?
in 2 weeks there's Fusion Con. Is it the Big E in Springfield?
Oh, I saw the ads for that one. You'll have to let me know how that goes.
It's
a con at the Big East grounds.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's the reason I did it. I was like, oh, it's at the Big E.
But it's not during the Big E's not happening, right? Why it's going on?
No.
See, that would be cool. If the Big E was happening at the same time, I would probably go and do that because
So I was just interested in like just seeing what it's like, what it's about. So
I want to pick your brain after you do that show. I'd love to see how you did.
Yeah. So I'm going.
Are
with
you going
Tim.
back to Retro Expo in September? Are you going to do retro again?
I'll probably do retro. I don't know. I'm not going to do retro in September.
No. Okay.
No.
I'll probably do it if I can get a comp table again.
Yeah.
But like if I can, I probably will skip it. I am not doing much this summer. Like last weekend, we did that signing at Omar's that you couldn't do.
Yeah.
And that turned out pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. We did pretty well. It was fun. And if you guys I recommend going to check out that shop if you've never been.
The shop is really cool.
And they do buy books and feature indie people. So if you guys want to sell them a few copies of Dirty Living there, they'll put it up,
There you go. As soon as we get them, we're going to do that push. As soon as we get issues, it's going to be, I have a whole bunch of shows lined up, more than I have in the past. So, I'm trying to get the word out there. So
awesome. Did you sign up for the Athol Comic Book Fest? Did you sign up for that one? Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great show.
Away. Yeah, so I'm doing that one.
Awesome.
I got a pretty good Fusion.
Are you doing New York? Are you doing New York or no?
They don't want me.
They don't
want me either, dude. So don't worry about it.
How dare they?
Yeah. So for years I've tried New York. I've tried San Diego, but it's like it's never, whatever. Eventually, maybe.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to do those shows.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but it would be one of those things. It's like, well, it's an experience. It would be great to do it.
Yeah.
So
how about you, Steve? Are you doing? I know you're doing Terrificon. Are you doing anything else?
I'm pretty. I'm going to try to jump on as many things as Ryan's doing. Going into the fall. Yeah, I mean, having a physical copy is so much better than not, because like I go to the show, it's like, hey, well, I did this thing, but I don't have anything to show.
Right.
So
the other thing that'll help is the second you put more than one on the table too.
Exactly.
Put a couple. Yeah. Because I noticed that with Mighty Mascots, when at the beginning it was a little slow, but when you have more volumes, people tend to trust you more. Like, oh, this guy's gonna not just make one issue and disappear. You know what I mean? Right. Like they have it's like a psychological thing with some of the convention people and stuff,
Yeah, I mean, I did ask if we could get the first two issues, but we only get the first one, so which is fine. But I agree with you. I think that having showing they got more going on, exactly. People are like, oh, they definitely got, I can trust this. There's going to be more. I mean, there is more because we have a whole lot.
You guys are up to number 6, right? So it's like, would they let you do a ash can sampler of 2 or something that you could sell, or no?
No,
or is it even worth it at that point?
No, it's definitely not worth it. At this point, it'd be better off to just print the issue,
Yeah, and then just go.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we'll look forward to that. So you guys are going to have the couple variant covers at Terrificon, and then you'll probably have them for sale at other shows if you don't sell out. If you have a few left.
If I don't sell out, they'll still be available, and I'll have them available on my website shortly after the show's over. So if you want to pick one up, you could always.
Do you sell that stuff at your open studio too? When you do your open studio?
Yeah. Okay. I have all the stuff there. One year I had issues 1 and 2. I had them all up on a big wall, all the pages.
Oh, cool.
So people
can just go and look at the artwork and everything.
I'm gonna look at the pages. I had books.
You should do that at Terrificon, right? Like do like the setup Johnny does lately. It really does bring people over. It's actually a very cool idea.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing to see. And somebody came up to and literally told me my intention, which was, oh, you don't see original pages that much anymore for indie stuff. A lot of people do the digital. So when you have it, I've been trying to collect it.
Yeah.
And display. I mean, I have the work that Ryan did for me. Ryan did the awesome triptych Surrounded by Death card set, and I bought those originals. So that way, for that reason, so I can display those nice pieces at the table. You know,
absolutely.
I just got I just got the mini print in that you did for me too, Ryan.
Oh yeah.
For the Kid Switch thing. I know we didn't make the numbers, but I was like, I'm getting this anyways for people. And then I think I put it in either one of the books as a pinup too.
Oh, nice.
And then I may even use it as a cover down the road. You know, it's such a great image. So
yeah. Even the piece you did for Brian is amazing. Just so awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I like that one.
Yeah, we got to utilize them now, Johnny, before one of these guys
Steven, we're gonna steal Ryan from you.
Yeah.
I have a random question. So our previous guest talked about a signal in space, and I was wondering if Steven ever shared his UFO story, because I know you had one, right?
Whoa, you do?
Don't you have a UFO story?
Of course I do. Yes.
Oh my God!
Okay,
I would like to share.
All right, yeah. I want to hear this.
I mean, it's just a bizarre UFO story. I mean,
Perfect.
I was
my favorite kind.
Yeah, your favorite kind. I was I was hanging out. I was at the time I was living in Whitensville, and I was just went out on my back deck, and I felt like this weird, I can't even describe the feeling, and it was just like something wasn't right, and I almost felt like there was a presence, and I looked up, and what I saw was a 3-tier, like imagine 3 tubes, and then those 3 tubes were connected with other tubes, in between, in the middle, and it was just hovering over me, and it was just.
Was it did it look like a plumbing system or something, or kind of?
Almost. I mean, I probably could draw it out, but it's like it was just.
Dude, that's wild. And it was at at night?
It was at night. It was probably about maybe, I think it was 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and it was just hovering there, and then it just slowly just was moving, and then it went up, and it was gone, and it was the lights it had were, I mean, it was huge. So there was no, this wasn't a plane, this wasn't a balloon, this wasn't anything. It was just, something you can't explain. And
no sound or anything? No sound?
No, it was so quiet. But that's what I mean. You could feel the presence of something. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was just I was looking around, like something, like almost there was this subtle hum, or something. I'm like, what? And then I looked up and I saw this thing. I'm like, what is it? Now, I mean, as a child, I was always been fascinated by UFOs and wanted to see something. Never did. I'm like, come on, bring it on. Let me see.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
prove to me that you're real.
Yeah. And then you saw something that you can't explain.
Yeah. And then when it happened, I was like, whoa, all right, that's bizarre.
Oh shit. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get abducted or anything. So
that's good. Or probed. Did you get probed? Can you get probed? me, Keith, and Johnny might go to the UFO festival this year. It's on Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that. I want to see.
Yeah, we should. I mean, it's nothing too exciting. It's just like a little the center of Exeter. Yeah, it's.
I think I believe in all this stuff, though. I think.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, right.
Especially now that the government's coming out and saying basically things exist.
I mean, I don't know if you guys. this is funny, but James Franco, I've been watching him for a couple weeks now, on and off, like on social media, and has this thing, and he's been freaking out. It's like he's been talking about something, and it's about today that he was going to reveal this story. Now, obviously, it's got to be about a movie. At least I think it's going to be something, right? But to me, he's still just working with this hoax or whatever the hell it is. But he showed a video today, and it's this friggin' alien that was in his like garage or something, and came out, and it was like, like spying on him, and
weird.
And he's all freaked out about it. Yeah, I'm like, what, what is? But he's like skittish, and he was like, he shows him like, reels of him in his car, and I can't talk about it right now. I think someone is following me. Like, he's just totally out of his mind. Like, he's on.
You got the Men in Black chasing him.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah. Watch it's a Men in Black sequel.
Wow. Okay. I'll have to go check it. I'll have to go watch those reels. That's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah, you're right. It probably turned out to be a promo for some movie or something. But
yeah, like what King Phoenix with his rapper thing that he had going on.
Yeah, right. Right. It's funny how that didn't work, but these other things like Backrooms and this James Franco thing does work. Is it just the right time? Is it the right audience? Is it, was Joaquin Phoenix too ahead of his time? Was he way off base?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the world will never know. Well, maybe we will one day.
Hey, Ryan, is it too late to draw this cylindrical spaceship in your next comic or this comic? Maybe you can add it somehow.
Add it into Dirty Living. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right, exactly. Right.
Awesome.
That's what.
All right. Well, kids, did you guys want to promote any social media? You want to promote, shout out your socials, things like that?
Sure. Okay, so on Facebook, I'm the Otter Ryan Santos.
Okay.
On Instagram, I'm Ryan Draws 2. You can look up Dirty Living. Follow me, follow Steven. I'll be at Terrificon, so you can get your issue 1 there, and you can get exclusive covers. You can get sketches done, remarks, whatever you want. We'll be there. So please come by, see the book. That's all I ask.
Awesome. And can people still read it digitally on Fugitive Poems?
Yeah, it's still available digitally on fugitivepoems.com. You can see all 6.5 issues.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're all available right now digitally, but I would really rather you get a physical book.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm all for physical myself. So yeah. 100%. How about you, Steve?
So for me, you can just look up my name on, or just look me up on Facebook or Instagram. My website has not been up to date, so Instagram or Facebook is the best place to find me. Google me if you want. My name, tons of stuff will come up.
Been seeing some funny videos you've been making too. Those have been
I've been having a little bit of fun.
I like that though.
Doing some wacky shit.
Yeah. Hey man,
it's
all creative.
There's a guy
right?
running for.
What's that?
There's a local guy running. There's a local guy running for Congress. His last name is the same as yours. That's my relative of yours.
Yeah, it's my younger brother. Yeah.
Get out, really?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. He's running for Congress.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love his commercials though.
For Massachusetts.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
District 6. Yeah, Massachusetts.
Oh, no kidding. I don't pay a lot of attention to politics. I'll have to look for that. That's cool.
I see that. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
He's really, I mean, talk about someone busting his ass. I mean, politics is tough. And I mean, he's literally going door to door. He's out every day. He's visiting.
That's awesome. That's somebody that wants the job to make changes, to really make a change.
Absolutely. He's going to food pantries and schools and anywhere connecting with the people, because he wants to make a change. I mean, come on, let's look what's going on in the world and in this country, and he wants to make a change.
That's awesome.
So I hands down to him. He's working his ass off, and I think he's doing a great job. Recently, he is ahead in the polls Not by much, but but he still is. So let's see what happens. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Because commercials seem real.
Once he gets in there,
down to earth guy,
maybe he can slip you a few UFO files.
Yeah.
I
don't want to say. I don't want to ruin his chances, so I don't want to sound like a whack job.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, gents, thanks for coming on the show again. And hopefully they will stick us together at Terrificon. If not, we'll figure something out when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Steve, are you going to come down to Plastic City too, or no?
What's that date?
It's like 2 weeks after Terrificon. It's like the 22nd.
22nd.
Yeah, I'll be down.
Maybe come down and hang. Ryan, there's enough room behind the table, right? Steve could hang out with you.
Absolutely.
Sign some books. Help us
We'll
out.
have physical copies. I'll be there. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Hey, maybe we can do a little signing at your store too, in Hudson.
Yeah, I could talk to the owner, see if he wants to do that. I know we've been having trouble getting new comics, so I don't know. He's kind of down on comics right now because we've had a lot of bum customers basically that don't pick up their stuff. Yeah, so I'm waiting to see how that all shakes out. But yeah, we could work something out there. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him. I'll see if we can.
Yeah.
He's for that kind of stuff. It's just Hudson. Yeah, we could make it work though. We could move some stuff around and put a table in there. I think
Yeah.
Or even the new shop there in Littleton, right?
What's that? Littleton would be better. Yeah,
it's got a lot of space.
It does have a lot of space. So yeah, we'll have to see. He usually he definitely does more creators like on events like Free Comic Book Day and things like that. But yeah, he'd be. I'll see if he has like a sale coming up or something. Or something like that. But yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
All right, man. All right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Coming back on. Greatly appreciate having you.
If I don't talk to either of you, I'll see you both at Terrificon.
Yeah, can't wait.
100%. Awesome. See you there.
All right, guys. Check out Fugitive Poem and Dirty Living, and come see all four of us, except
all
for
five
Harry.
of us at Plastic City.
And all five of us at Plastic City. Yeah. All four of us at Terrificon. Maybe we might see Harry at Terrificon. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. There's like what's her name at Boston? I hate to say it, but Erica Durance is one of my.
Oh yeah, that'll trump
I might have to go meet her. Mr. T dropped out. I'm very upset. I'm very upset.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But all right, guys. We'll have a good night, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thank
you. Good night, guys.
All right. Later. Awesome. Man, yeah, this Terrificon's gonna be a good time this year, man.
Yeah, I mean, just it's stacked. I know like Fan Expo is really trying to stack the deck here, but I feel like the better, funner time is at Terrificon. It's the type of show where you can go, stay the whole time, and whereas like you go to Fan Expo, you go for your specific things and then you're out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you're out and your wallet's hurting. Terrificon, you go there, you can stay the weekend, you can stay the day, you're at a casino. Like, there's not a lack of things to do on site.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
You can go bingo.
Yeah.
You go gamble.
It's true. What was I going to say? The other thing that kind of stinks is, like, I get pulled in, like, so, like, those guys want me to be next to them at Terrificon, which is great. I'm all for that. But, and my buddy Matt Herring wanted me to be out in the hallway with him, and all that.
Yeah, I'm pulled in every direction, Keith.
I am. And then I don't even think Mitch is going to follow any of that. I think Mitch is just going to throw me in kind of like where maybe not the same place I was last year, but like in that area, I bet, in that general area.
Right.
But I mean, that last year was next to Brian Polito. I mean, that was fucking cool. Like,
and that is pretty cool to be next to somebody like Brian.
Like he has me, if you go, like I'm listed with some of the artists and stuff. I'm not with the vendors, so I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know where he's going to put me, but it's kind of like a beggars can't be choosers kind of situation.
Right.
I don't tell him what to do at all. I just wait and see what he's going to put me in, that kind of thing,
Right.
Yeah,
like
but I'm
said,
looking forward to
beggars can't be choosers, and you don't want to, you don't want to impede upon the generosity, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'll probably I'm looking forward to it. I haven't really, besides our signing this past week, I haven't done a show since it might have been Free Comic Book Day was the last show that I did.
Oh wow.
No, we did the summer stroll, but that kind of sucked.
Well, yeah, I mean that was so the summer stroll was great, but it wasn't like your traditional kind of Comic-Con anyway.
Yeah,
it was a little bit different, and you were promoting the convention. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
you were the only comic guy there, actually.
Where at Summer Stroll? Yeah, no.
Yeah, to be honest,
I tell creators they should do more stuff like that because the
or maybe not. Maybe you should be the only one there to get all.
Right. I mean the light playing field is like clear at those things, for comic guys. It's just people should do it.
You don't pay. Do you pay for a table or a section on the road or something? Or
at Summer Stroll?
How does that work?
Because I'm a
how does that work?
Because I'm a Leominster resident, they give it to us. If you're a resident, you can get a space for free as long as you're a resident and have a business. So it's like a no-brainer to not do it. Even years that it sucks, it's like, well, it was free. Like, it's just your time.
Yep.
And then we met that cool store there, which shout out to them, Chaotic Goods, I think it was called, that we went to, Johnny, that had that awesome Pokemon soda.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. They're right on that strip. Yep. And also the Dirty Soda place. That was a couple weeks down.
Yeah. That
was great.
Yep. And that place is in Clinton, so I could go on my lunch break if I want.
Is it in your plaza or just close by?
It's close by. I could get there and back on a half-hour lunch break, basically. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's close. But I'm ready to wrap things up. Did you guys have anything you wanted to shout out? Anything going on? Any projects? Anything?
I mean, I got a lot of projects, but I can't talk about all of them right now.
Well, give us the one that's happening the closest, I guess.
It's tough to say. So my next campaign is going to either be Sartana, Surrounded by Death issue 3, or the Surrounded by Death spinoff.
Oh wow, those could all drop at the same.
Any one of those could be the first one. They're all kind of like in equal pacing for completion. So I mean, there's obviously going to be at some point.
That'll be good
year,
though. You'll have some stuff out like right in a row like that.
Yeah, and there will be times throughout next year where I'm going to be just sitting on completed projects, which isn't a bad thing too, because just because something's done doesn't mean you have to run to launch a campaign. I told this to Brian too, and we really encourage Brian to not rush into that. And sure enough, that's he's following that advice. One thing I can talk about,
because like that name had to be changed.
Yeah, he's going about changing the title of the book because as unique of a title as Show Lot was, there was another book out there.
Isn't that crazy?
With Show Lot as a title. You'll never think of something like that. So two people could have the same exact idea from different ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Nuts, man.
And there was another boxing book that dealt with supernatural elements and boxers. And like Brian's like, what the hell is going on?
Oh, is that the new one by the Chew guys?
Yes.
Ghost Brawler or something like that?
Yes. I said that because even some of the imagery is stuff that was like looks right out of his book.
Really?
You know what I mean? So it's just like,
is he still going forward with his? Like,
of course, absolutely. Because you know what? No matter how many similarities you might come across, and this is speaking to all comic creators out there, no matter how many other books or movies or ideas there are out there that are just like your idea, nobody can tell that story that is your idea as good as you. So that warrants it still getting made.
Just like that movie, and I'm not sure if it's too soon, Johnny, but Electric City.
I was just gonna say that, and that is my mantra I am using to get back to the story I've always wanted to tell that was slaughtered by the Electric State.
Yeah.
Or
Just
state,
because
right.
the electric state exists doesn't mean I shouldn't tell that story.
Exactly.
I agree with you. I'm glad you're coming around to that.
I'm still better, but I still don't want to do it. But I'm going to try to motivate myself to get back to that
like
story.
When you finally get back to it, you'll have different ideas about it too.
Maybe
Story.
Yeah.
Did your story come first, or was it like simultaneously, like at the same time? Like
I've wanted to tell that story since 2009.
Wow.
Then you tell it, Johnny.
And I just never. I've talked a lot about it, and that's probably my fault.
Yeah.
Because Electric State came out in like a little bit after that, and it's very similar, like wildly similar, in terms of the overall story stuff. But there's enough difference, and I feel like with all the creation I've done since, if I really do dust the dust off that book and I really focus on it and I circle back around to it, I think I could find something there.
I think so. I think so too. Yeah, I definitely do.
We'll
I bet it'd be so different too. Like when you think about it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a whole new thing at that point, but I mean, we'll see. It could still be the core elements. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'd have to open up that sandbox again, and play around in it, and see if I still have it here, and if something shows up over here. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mr. Shushy's in the chat. He said,
"Hey,"
he said Vince Gilligan said that if he had been made aware of the show Weeds, he would never have made Breaking Bad. Now, see, that would have been a crime to humanity if that
would have been a crime.
Bingo.
You know, if that had never been made, Breaking Bad, and then we would never have gotten Better Call Saul. I mean, all those shows are amazing. You know, so
yeah.
So think of it in terms like that. You know.
Yeah, I guess like even if you look at spinoffs, like Better Call Saul was almost as popular, and in some cases a little bit more popular than Breaking Bad.
And yeah, certain things were better on that too than Breaking Bad, you know?
Yep, for sure.
So, yeah, was that Breaking Bad was the same idea done way better. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. But yeah, no, I'm glad to hear things are moving forward. That's great. And how about you, Harry? Anything in your?
I really haven't done anything new lately or recently. I should probably get back to like drawing some new stuff. But the only thing that I can talk about, that I'm actually helping Johnny do a banner, so that's coming out. We can show it maybe down the road.
Yeah, probably next week or the week after. Probably we could do that.
Sure. Yeah,
I just got to get Harry paid. That's all.
Right.
I was tapped to do like a logo for one of the guests that used to be on the show here. But if I can't get that shit together and it's not satisfactory, I'll throw your hat in the ring, Harry.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
You know, because I know that's like more your forte and stuff.
Yeah, I like
stuff. It was for
logos are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I don't know if he wants it out there yet, so I won't say who it is. But
right.
But yeah.
Yeah, let me know.
Something that is in the works. Let's just say.
Cool.
And the other thing I wanted to promote is that I do have. See, I always forget about the stuff I do for other people. You know, I always think about my own work, the stuff I put up myself. But you know, I'm in all the volumes of We Suck at Comics.
Oh, I got an email about that today. They're doing a third volume, right?
They're doing the third volume. The cover is done by Chris Campana.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty cool. It's a very beautiful cover, and I got a short in there.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm looking for. And actually, it's a short that was, I think you lettered it. It's
Which
the
one
one.
was it?
It's the one that was meant for the George Romero anthology.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did letter that. Okay.
Yes.
That's
so
cool.
technically, you have something coming out too. Keith.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome. I love when I find out stuff about that.
Yeah, but that campaign is going to be launching soon. So I'm very unprepared with the link, but if you search on Kickstarter for We Suck at Comics, you'll see Volume 3 launch page. You'll see the beautiful cover art by Chris Campana, who hates me. And then make sure you hit notify for when the campaign launches.
Okay. I was going to say I think that book that I lettered for Mark Spears is coming out at some point too.
See, that's exciting too. That's
yeah.
really
I want to
cool.
try to get. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I did letter a book for Mark Spears for Midnight Man, I think it is called. But he has that Monsters book that's huge. Midnight Man, I think, is a character from that book that kind of was popular enough to be on his own. So yeah, I can't wait to see that book. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like and everything.
Yeah, when it all comes together finally.
Yeah, I hope it's supposed to be. I mean, I think the final cutoff was in June, so hopefully it's coming out like this month or next month sometime.
Right on.
So I definitely got to grab a copy. Hopefully they invite me back again. That was pretty cool. So but other things on my plate. Kid Switch hopefully is going to start fulfilling this week or next week, because I just got to sit down and pull all the Kickstarter info and start putting things together. And I got the books, I got everything I need. I got the Ryan's mini print, which was going to be a stretch goal. I think the next stretch goal, but we didn't quite get there. So but I did it anyways. I was like, I want to give the backers something, especially since it got since we're a little behind on fulfilling it. So everyone out there will get a mini print from Ryan Santos, and I'll sign it, of course.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and I did the books through Mix'em, now that Comics Wellspring fell apart.
Yeah.
And I like the quality. I like the quality of Mix'em a lot. So
yeah, I mean, so I suffered a thing with Comics Wellspring too, and I think we even talked about this over the weekend about whether we should talk about it. And I was going to say that I've promoted them pretty diligently over the years. I trusted their work, and now it's come to the point where the person who I was more.
It was more for Brandon, I think, when he was there.
Not even just that, but I knew Anthony Greco, the guy who originated Comics Wellspring, the guy who started it all, who gave the company the reputation it did to us comic creators who put faith in the brand.
Yeah.
It's only when he sold that off did things start, like the wheels start getting a little loose, on the cart. But they're keeping it together, and Brandon was doing an excellent job of promoting it and bringing it further into the comics community. But when mistakes start happening, and when things just aren't great when it comes to the business thing, where it's not straightforward, you know what I mean? I personally, the last order I did was a $400 order for books where they misprinted the cover. First, they sent it to the wrong location. And they said, "Oh no, it was just right." They sent it. "Oh no, this wasn't your order. It was another order. There was just confusion in the tracking." But I was like, "No, wait a minute. This is my order number." So it really was a mistake. They could have just owned up to it, but whatever. That's whatever. Then when I finally get the book, and this might be my fault, but even though I did a reorder, I approved the proof, but. And I knew it looked a little off, but I just assumed, that's just maybe the way the first two covers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sure enough, they put my actual cover on the back and my internal issue 1 cover on the front as the whole trade cover. So
what a nightmare.
Right. And it's not, I approved the proof when I was expecting a reorder of the same thing that was correct prior. So I don't know. I guess it's my fault, but also it should have just been a reorder of the same thing. And to that point, to make a long story short, this is why they are falling apart as a company, and these are reasons why individuals are losing their faith in them. Jared Brown, another book I worked on. I keep forgetting. So I wrote all of Jared Brown's work. It's Advent Dark. He's putting together the collected edition that's going to be available for Terrificon. Hopefully now, because
is he get it, or is it
or is he with
another printer?
His order said shipped. We're shipping your order. He was like, great, everything's good. And then 2 days later, when they made the public announcement, his order was canceled and refunded.
Wow.
So to that point, what happened? What went wrong? Is he going to get the book?
Shit.
Right.
Just to mix them, they got it to me pretty quick. I knew there was problems like when I did the last when I printed the last Mighty Mascots issue for Filbo.
Mm-hmm.
It took me, so I ordered right at the beginning of the month. You know, it was like, because they usually, you get the PO from Filbo at the beginning of the month, and then within 2 or 3 days, I had the order in to Comics Wellspring to get those comics. So I was like, I'll have this in 2 weeks, and then, you know, I got to ship it to him by the end of the month. So a couple days before the end of the month came, I still didn't have my books. I was like, took almost a whole month, and I was like, what the hell is going on at Comics Wellspring? This was about 2 months ago this happened.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I was like, all right, I'm doing my next order with Mix'em. I forget this, you know? And yeah, I'm glad I did, because I'd be out of I'd have to make the Kickstarter backers wait even longer, because they would have canceled the order for Kid Switch, you know, if I did it through Comics Wellspring.
Right. And to that point, you know, the writing was on the wall. You saw that, you know, it was there leading up to it.
Yeah, so, right. Like I knew there was something going on at the place, because that was ridiculous wait time for not even a lot of books. It was like 25 books, I think, you know.
Right. And
it's like crazy.
And furthermore, you know, when Brandon left, it's like you knew the writing was on the wall. Like it's, you know,
yeah,
it's not a good
unfortunate.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad, because that they had the right attitude as a printer, like being part of the community, giving a lot of community kind of stuff, like the show that Brandon was doing, and you know, guidelines and forums and all this stuff. And then weren't they going to get into like that POD thing where people could order a copy and they would print it and just send it out? I don't know whatever happened to that deal. Maybe that kind of wrecked things. But remember they were going to do that they were teamed up with like Global or something.
Yeah,
so
they were working with Global
there.
Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever the hell happened to that. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It's sad to see him go, but at the same time, if you just don't have the resources or the people to do it right, then you know,
right,
you're gonna lose people anyways. You know, like they already lost me 2 months ago. So
right, there you go.
So yeah, I guess that's the final statement.
Right,
you know, like you said, we used to push them all the time. Hell, we had their ad in our countdown videos at the beginning of the show. I purged that out of our system, and then
right,
and video. So
and it really just a testament of disappointment, right?
Yeah.
So
if you watch any of our old stuff, we now take it all back.
Yeah,
those videos are gone. Yeah. I'm not changing.
Erase from history.
Yes,
yeah,
erase from history. Rubbing that out.
Yeah, right. Just pretend it doesn't exist anymore when you're watching, or fast forward it, you know. But yeah. So that's, I guess, all we got to say about that, you know. But all right, gents, I'm gonna wrap it up. I said we weren't gonna go long tonight, and I lied totally.
Well, we had 2 great, you know, segments, you know, with 3 great guests.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. So
I will reach out to Tom. I liked him, and I want to dig in. I want to dig into more of what he did over at Marvel and DC, Hasbro.
We'll have to book lesser great people so we can have earlier nights.
Well, what I'd probably do with him is just do him on an episode by himself.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and then
I think we only scratched the surface of that.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, exactly. I'd love to hear more about what he worked on, and the way he thinks about stories and stuff, I think is really cool. And
yes, absolutely.
You know,
you could definitely see he's got like a marketing thought process in mind. So it's more than just.
But there's a care there. Like you can always tell when someone cares about something, you know.
Right. It's more than just I'm putting out a book, or you know, I'm trying to be a creative artist.
It's gonna be really cool too to be a part of the design team, you know, for the branding, and then see kids like wearing your shirts, you know, and wearing, you know, like, you know, walking around your sneak. Yeah, how cool is that? Yeah, that'd be
very cool. Like we didn't even get into like, you know, the people he met, like the artists he worked, you know, like there's a bunch of questions there that I had, but you know, we only had limited time. So
yeah. And like I said, I was exhausted by the end of it. He just knowledge dumped on us, which was great.
Oh my God, it was great.
Awesome stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be great clips for future ICR bits. So but all right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. Now, after this week, we are back on our regular schedule. So we are off next Monday, but we'll be back the Monday after that. And Johnny, is that the Monday you might not be on the episode?
Yeah, so the 20th. So next week I'm going to be in San Diego. I have panel opportunities. Follow my social media. You'll see it there. But I'll be back on the 27th, but that my travel time might coincide with showtime. Okay. So if I can pop in, I will, like from the airport or something, or if not, you know, or if I can make it, I can make it. You know, either way.
Yeah, so me and Harry will manage the whole show or whatever.
Absolutely.
That night.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. And yeah, so if you can pop in that night at all, just pop in. I'd love to get a report.
You could be on location again.
Yeah, scene, you know.
We'll do.
And if anyone records the panels that you're on, see if you can get a copy of it.
Like last time, Dave Lucarelli.
We'll run it on the show. It'd be great. Yeah, you know, love that.
Yeah. So if I do see that anybody's recording the panels, I'll try to link up with them, so then that way we can utilize.
Tell them they got an outlet here. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to run that, and I feel like that's always good material. You know,
always.
But all right, gents, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Where, like I said, we're off next week, and then we'll be back on a normal schedule bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and most importantly, everybody read some comics. All right, we'll talk to you later. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.